From Hollywood, it's time now for Johnny Dollar.
Oh, hi, man. How's your stomach, Johnny?
What?
Rich food give you any trouble?
Who is this?
Why, your old buddy, Angie Orsatti.
Oh, hi, Angie. Glad you got my message.
Yeah. How about dinner tonight at Antoine's, Johnny? Shrimp gumbo, oysters, Rockefeller.
Yeah, sounds fine. Only I've got to do some work first.
Man, I thought you was here in New Orleans on vacation.
Nope, little matter of fire insurance and the company's check for $16,000.
Somebody trying to cheat him out of it, huh?
You won't believe this, Angie. Somebody turned it down.
What?
Bob Bailey in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account. America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to Providential Fire and Marine, 787 Greenleaf Avenue, Hartford, Connecticut. The following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the Royal Street matter. Expense account item 1, $103.82, transportation to New Orleans. Item 2, $4.20, cab from the airport to the Roosevelt Hotel. After unpacking, I put in the call to my old friend Angie Orsatti. Nobody knows the French Quarter or the people living there like Angie does. For 3 months of the winter, he stays in the swamp, trapping muskrats. The rest of the year, he lives with his mother near the Cabildo. Angie wasn't in, but his mother said she knew where to reach him, and 5 minutes later, he returned my call. We arranged to meet for dinner, then I phoned the agent who had sold the policy in question. His name's Binford, and naturally, he was anxious to see me. C.D. Binford's office is on the 3rd floor of the Hibernia Bank building. He's a stocky, red-faced man, probably in his late 50s.
Come in, Mr. Dollar. Come in.
Thanks.
Help yourself to the chair. Say, you fellas sure don't waste any time, do you?
We try not to, Mr. Binford.
C.D., boy.
What?
You call me C.D. like all the other folks do.
Oh, okay, C.D.
Yeah. Now, like I was saying, you boys sure don't waste any time at all. Why, I didn't even call the home office till day before yesterday.
I know. When was the fire?
Last week on Thursday night. What'd they tell you about it?
Well, not very much. Figured I'd get all the information from you.
Well, it's a doozy. First time I've ever run across a policyholder who wasn't yelling for us to pay him yesterday for his loss today. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Who is the insured, Mr. C.D.?
Man named Dupas, Henry Dupas. Took out a policy for $48,000. That's full coverage on his antique shop down on Royal Street.
How long ago?
August, just 3 months back. I'd been after him for, maybe 5-6 months to buy some protection, but he kept saying didn't have the money.
Didn't have the money?
And one day I dropped in to see him about his car insurance, and right off he told me to write a policy giving him full fire coverage on the shop.
Well, how'd he arrange to pay it?
Cash, in full, the day I delivered the policy.
He tell you why he changed his mind?
Yeah, not exactly. Bet he mentioned something about times being better. I reckon there must have been.
Why'd he say that?
Well, a few days later, he had the back part of his shop all painted and fixed up. And that's the part that burned. And he hired himself a girl to work in the office, a real good looker, too.
Well, what caused the fire, you know?
I sure do. Antique kerosene lamp got knocked over accidental. According to what Dupas told the fireman, he was in the back of the shop with a customer showing him the lamp.
Uh-huh.
When it fell, the fire started. The two of them tried to put it out. Reckon that's why they didn't call the fire department right off.
Uh-huh. And did Dupas tell you the same thing?
Dupas? He didn't tell me nothing.
Well, he reported the fire to you, didn't he?
He did not. And that's what's got me so riled up. I wouldn't know about it now if I hadn't dropped in there the other day.
Was Dupas there when you stopped in?
Yes, sirree. And when I saw the place look, the whole back of the store gutted out and the slew of his antiques destroyed, I let him have both barrels, I tell you.
Oh, what'd he say to that?
Well, nothing too much. Just acted like he wasn't interested in whether we paid for it or not. Didn't even ask for a claim form.
That's funny.
Sure is. I thought maybe he was so upset over losing some of his valuable antiques, he didn't know what he was doing. So, after I checked with the fire department, got a copy of their report, I typed up a claim for him.
You figured the damage at $16,000, right?
Mm-hmm. I knew how much he spent fixing up the back. When I'd issued the policy, I'd gotten an estimate on most of the antiques.
So what happened when you gave him the claim? He signed it?
He did not. Said to forget about the fire. Huh? And when I kept after him, he called me a busybody and told me to get out of his shop and stay out.
What do you think, C.D.? You have any idea why he didn't report it or sign that claim?
If I had, boy, I wouldn't have sent for you.
I left Binford's office and walked over to Canal Street. The sun had gone down and a cool breeze was coming in off the river, bringing with it the smell of coffee beans and fruit from the banana boats. I crossed Canal and turned onto Royal, heading into the French Quarter. When I reached Henry Dupin's antique shop, I stopped. There are a lot of antique shops on Royal. All of them look pretty much the same. The buildings as old as the fine rosewood and mahogany pieces they shelter. There was nothing different about this one, at least from the outside. The fire had started and finished in the rear of the building. I tried the front door, but it was locked. I didn't think anyone would be there that late, but I knocked anyway.
Yes, who is it?
Mr. Dupin?
Who is it?
My name's Dollar, Mr. Dupin. I represent the Providential Fire Marine.
Why do you people persist in annoying me?
Well, we wouldn't if you'd tell us about the fire you
There's
had
nothing special about that fire, Mr. Dollar. It was an accident.
Well, then why didn't you file a claim? You're entitled to enough money to cover your loss.
Mr. Binford explained that to me quite carefully. If you haven't talked to him, Mr. Dollar, you should.
Oh, I've talked to him.
Well, then go away.
Well, not until you answer a few
No,
questions.
leave me alone, please.
I'd noticed an alley next to the shop that ended where the rear door had been. I started back along it, not quite sure what I was looking for or what I expected to find. But I was sure of one thing. Dupin was a frightened man. It was too dark to see anything at the end of the alley, so I returned to the street. Item 3, $30.50, phone call, taxi, and dinner for two at Antoine's.
Oh, man. Kind of nice, ain't it, Johnny? Oh, the way it never changes. Same waiter, same chef, same clientele.
Yeah. Like another Cafe Royale, Ashy?
No, thanks. Well, Johnny?
Yeah?
Well, when you gonna ask me?
Ask you what?
Oh, don't kid me, John. You had that old bloodhound look in your eye ever since we sat down. What's the question?
Okay, Angie. What do you know about a man named Henry Dupin?
Dupin's antique shop?
That's right.
Oh, not much. Seen him around some's all.
Yeah, where?
Oh, you know what kind of places I like, Johnny.
Yeah, but I can't picture Dupin liking them.
Well, maybe he don't, but maybe that little old blonde he's been carrying with him does.
Blonde?
Yeah, you know. Female, girl, bleached hair.
I know.
Yeah.
How old?
Oh, 24, 5. Yeah, real nice for old coot like him.
Real winter and spring, huh?
Yeah.
You seen them together often?
Oh, a few times. Saw him about 2 weeks ago at Butcher's place. Hey, you know something? I walked in there that night with a 5, and I walked out with 200. How about that?
Great. You know who the blonde is?
No, but I might be able to find out. You want?
Yeah, I want. I left Angie and started back toward Royal Street. On the way, I ran up item 4, $1.85 for one flashlight and batteries. The shades on Dupin's shop were drawn, but I could tell there were lights on inside. In the alley, a small pickup truck was parked near the side entrance to the shop. In the back of the truck, looking like they'd just been taken off the boat, were several stalks of bananas. There wasn't much else to see except the charred wood and refuse left in the alley after the fire. I started back toward the street when a man, a much larger man than Dupin, came out the side door and got into the truck. He turned over the engine and switched on the lights before I could get clear.
Hey, what are you doing there? Hold it, mister, right there. Here, buddy, you just hold it. What were you doing back there, huh?
Well, right now, mister, I'm wondering what this load of bananas is doing in an antique shop.
What is it, Carl?
Well, I just caught this guy snooping around in the back.
What? It's Mr. Dollar.
Yeah, that's right.
You know him, DePaul?
He's one of those insurance men I told you about.
Oh, well, What are you here for, Dollar? Didn't DuPont tell you he doesn't want any money from you people?
Now, why not? Because he's afraid we might have to take a good look around before paying
No,
off?
son.
Now, look, Dollar. Mr. DuPont has been okay with you people, so you got no reason to come snooping around. Especially after he's told you he don't want you around. So now maybe Mr. DuPont will have to do something to keep you away. Ain't that right, Mr. DuPont? You know what I mean.
Yes. Yes, all right, I'll do it, Carl. And he'll never bother us again.
Go on, Dollar. Get out of here.
At the time, I had no idea what they meant to do, so it wasn't easy to turn my back on them. But I did. Nothing happened. I went back to my hotel and hit the sack, and I must confess I slept later than usual the next morning. I was still in bed when the phone rang. Johnny Dollar.
Well, hey now, where's my dynamic northern friend?
Oh, he's off today. I'm taking his place.
Well, in the news I got, well, I reckon it'll keep till tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, so long.
No, wait, Angie.
Yeah.
Did you find out anything about that blonde DuPont's been seeing?
Sure, everybody around the French Market coffee shop used to know her. Used to, meaning up till she went to work for Mr. DuPont.
She worked for DuPont?
Yeah, in the office at his store. Started in there about 3 months ago.
Well, come on.
Well, since then, nobody sees her anymore. At least none of her old gang.
You know where she lives?
Yep. The Pont Alba Apartments. That is, unless she has moved.
What's her name?
Rose Ellen.
What?
Yeah, she used to be a dancer. That enough for you to go on?
Yeah, Angie, thanks. That's plenty. Expense account item 5, $1.40 cab fare from my hotel to the Pontalba Apartments. The list of names on the register near the manager's office told me Rose Ellen's apartment was number 215. But when I got up there, the girl who opened the door wasn't a blonde.
Yes?
Oh, I'm looking for Miss Rose Ellen.
She isn't in.
Oh, she at work?
Who are you? I mean, are you a friend of hers?
My name's Dollar, Johnny Dollar. I'm an insurance investigator.
Well, she hasn't done anything, has she?
Well, not that I know of. Look, Miss,
Garbo.
Garbo.
May Garbo.
You're a dancer, aren't you?
How'd you guess?
Oh, I'm good at recognizing talent.
Oh? Would you like to come in? I've got some coffee on.
Well, that'll be just fine. Say, you've certainly got a nice view of the square from here.
I suppose.
Don't you think so?
Oh, sure, if you like that sort of thing. Me, I just think the square's kind of square.
Oh, oh, that's good. That's very good.
I brought it up the day we moved here.
You and Rose move in here together?
Uh-huh. Oh, sit down, Johnny. Make yourself at home.
Well, thanks.
Gee, you're so polite. You wait to be asked.
Yeah. Look, tell me, what time do you think Rose will be home?
Oh, I couldn't say.
May, this is important. What time does she usually get home?
Well, I don't know. I mean, after all, she's got her own life to live, you know, and I'm not her keeper.
Okay.
Sometimes she doesn't get home for days. Oh, I better get the coffee.
She ever say anything to you about the fire?
Yeah? What fire?
The fire down at the antique shop.
No, you want cream and sugar?
No, thanks, just black.
Good. When was that?
The fire? Last Thursday night.
That's funny.
What's funny?
That was the last time I saw her.
What?
Yeah. Rose went to work last Thursday, but she never came home.
Act 2 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, in just a moment. You don't have to be a special investigator to know that Americans don't take their civic responsibilities lightly. The Election Day turnout proved that, beyond any shadow of doubt. So now it's time for you to face up to another responsibility to the nation in just as straightforward a way. Our Ground Observer Corps needs volunteers. We at CBS Radio urge you to write or telephone your nearest Civil Defense Center to learn how you can help in this vast program that patrols our skies. Now, Act Two of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, and the Royal Street Matter.
This was the screwiest deal I'd ever seen. A guy refusing insurance money he was entitled to. Rose Ellen was my one lead, so I continued questioning May, her roommate. May told me this was the first time Rose had been away so long without at least sending for a change of clothes. I asked about Rose's boyfriends. She told me Rose had been going with one other man beside Dupont, but she didn't know who he was. After May promised to call me if she heard from Rose Ellen, I left. Expense account item 6, $1.90, taxi from the Pontalba Apartments to the Hibernia Bank Building. My insurance contact, Binford, wasn't in. So while I waited for him, I wondered again why Dupont had refused to sign the claim for the fire damage to his shop. Could he afford a loss of $16,000? I wondered if something had happened in that shop, something Dupont tried to cover up with a fire. I was wondering what it could have been when Binford walked in.
Well, I'm glad you're here, Johnny. We got trouble.
Oh?
I hear you paid Dupont a call last night.
That where you've been?
Yeah, he phoned me about 10, wanted me there fast. Oh, boy, I wish I had sense enough to stay away.
Well, what happened, CD?
Now, before I tell you that, you tell me what he said to you last night.
Nothing important, just something about fixing it so I couldn't bother him again.
Oh? Well, he did.
How?
He canceled his fire insurance policy and every other policy he ever bought from me.
Cancel?
Yeah. So you might as well go on back to your hotel and pack, Johnny. It's none of your affair now, no matter what he's up to. Yeah, it's too bad it had to turn out this way. You want a drink before you go?
Yeah, I guess I need one.
Yeah. What'll it be, scotch or rye?
Scotch, neat, please.
Good, saves making a mess. When you reckon you leave?
Oh, I don't know. I'll check with the airline when I get back to the hotel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there you go.
Thanks.
Better luck next time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's that.
CD,
Hmm?
what about the policy?
Policy?
Did he return the policy to you?
No, I said do it tomorrow.
But he's covered until he does return it. Does he know that?
Why, no. I don't reckon he does.
Good. He might get careless. And as long as that policy is in force, I can bother him as much as I want.
Oh, I don't see what's the use, Johnny. He'll have it here by tomorrow evening.
That still gives me 24 hours to get lucky. CD, you said something about a customer being with him when that kerosene lamp was knocked over.
Mm-hmm. According to what he told the fire department, there was.
You had that person's name?
Well, I should have. I took it from the fire department report, and I've got that right here. Here it is. Now, let's see. Mm-hmm. The name was Andrew W. DeLong. Address 1515 West Claiborne.
There wasn't any Andrew DeLong at that address. We checked the telephone book and the city directory, and the only Andrew W. DeLong we found was out in Metry, in a mausoleum. So we drove back towards CD's office.
Well, now what, Johnny?
Dupont.
What?
Find out everything we can about Dupont and everybody who works for him.
But ain't nobody but his secretary and his assistant. Fella named Carl.
Yeah, how long has Carl been working for him?
Oh, about as long as she has.
Does this Carl own a fruit stand?
Well, not I know about. Why?
Oh, I just wondered. Hey, what time is it, CD?
2:15. Say, if we're going to check on Dupont's credit, we better get to the bank before they close.
You're driving. Let's move. Expense account item 7, $22.80. Telephone calls and a couple of gratuities to obtain a lot of information about Dupont. I learned, among other things, that he'd banked almost $11,000 in the past 3 months. Before that, almost nothing. But there's no law against making money, so I still had nothing concrete to go on. At 5:30, I left Binford, went back to my hotel, and there found a message from May, Rose Ellen's roommate, asking me to go to her apartment immediately. So I did.
Oh, Johnny.
Yeah, hi, May.
Oh, well, come in. Johnny, you know what you made me promise.
Yeah?
Well, it happened.
You mean you've heard from Rose?
Well, no, not exactly. But a man called this afternoon and talked about her.
Oh, well, I hope he had only nice things to say.
Oh, yes, he said she's just fine.
What?
Didn't you hear me?
Yeah, he said she's fine.
Fine.
Well, what else did he say?
Well, he said he was going to come by at 4 o'clock and pick up her clothes. I should have them ready.
No, but of course he didn't.
Well, he did so.
He did? Oh, what man? You know him? You get his name?
Mr. Dollar, you don't think I'd let Rose's things go out of here with a complete stranger, do you? Of course he told me his name.
Well?
You aren't nearly as polite as you were this morning.
All right, I'm sorry. What's the man's name, darling?
Oh, well, that's much better. It's Grant.
Grant?
That's right.
That doesn't register.
From the way he talked, he must be the one Rose was going with while she was dating that old antique.
You ever see this guy, Grant, before?
No, but I'm sure he's the one she talked about. Really, it used to get so tiresome. Carl this and Carl does that. Oh.
What?
I said, oh.
May, tell me, where did he say he was taking her clothes?
Well, he didn't say. Just put them in that old truck.
Thanks, sweetheart. See you later. I needed a fast car and a driver who could handle it, so I called Angelo Arsati. 20 minutes later, we parked in front of Dupas' antique shop. There was a dim light on inside. Now, look, brother, there's really no reason for you to get mixed up in this thing.
Oh, you kidding, son? Looks like Dupas ain't gonna answer.
All right, let's see what this hunk of stone will do to the glass. Here.
Hey, that got it. I can reach through the lock.
Looks like nobody here. Well.
Hey, wait a minute.
Yeah, I see him. Carl, what happened to you?
Dollar.
Angie, call an ambulance. Tell him a man's been stabbed here.
Yeah, right, Johnny.
Dollar. Get to her before he can.
Dupas?
Gonna kill Rose. You got to help her.
Dupas wants to kill her? Why?
She found out. Smuggling.
Is that what Dupas been up to?
Smuggling in banana shipments. Rose found out.
Where is she?
He thought I'd killed her, but I love her.
Yeah, well, look, tell me.
You gotta get to her before he does.
Where is she?
Old Spanish fortress.
Yeah?
Out on Bayou Slidell.
Old Spanish fortress on the Bayou Slidell.
Yeah.
You know where that is, Angie?
Oh, sure. An old ruin out in the swamps north of town near the highway bridge that goes over to the Gulf Coast.
Carl, how long ago did Dupas leave?
10 or 15 minutes.
Yeah, well, we could beat him, Johnny, by cutting across the swamps. That is, if you could take it.
What do you mean by that?
Well, it's rugged.
Like what?
Johnny, did you ever ride a swamp buggy?
Oh, brother. How much farther, Angie?
Well, should be right up ahead.
How can you tell? All I can see is swamp and marsh grass.
Yeah, well, I done a lot of trapping out here. I know the channel.
Think we'll make the old ruins before Dupas?
Well, we got to, don't we? Hey, there it is.
That old wreck is called a fortress?
Man, that's it.
Well, get us up as close to it as you can. I don't see anybody parked. There's nobody approaching the bridge.
There we are.
Come on, let's go.
Hey, look, John. There she is at the side entrance.
Yeah, I see. Rose! Rose Ellen!
She's scared. She ducked back inside.
Rose! We're friends of Carl's. He sent us to help you.
Well, come on, Johnny. We can get inside to her through this here doorway.
Okay. This place looks like it's about ready to fall apart. Rose!
Yeah, man. Dark in here, too. Yeah, don't step on them falling bricks.
Okay. Rose! Rose Ellen!
Yes? Where's Carl?
Dupas tried to kill him.
Oh, no.
Rose! Come on out here where we can see you. Rose!
found out that Carl didn't kill me. Is that it?
Yeah. But Carl's all right now. Look, Rose, I want you to tell me all you know about the fire at DuPa's shop. Were you there?
Yes.
Well, what happened?
Pa had me tied up. Told Carl I'd found out what they were doing. Smuggling, I mean. He told Carl to kill me. He didn't know Carl and I was going to be married.
Go on, go on.
Carl argued with him. That's when the lamp got knocked over. They didn't stop arguing until DuPas said he'd kill us both. So finally, Carl told DuPas he'd take care of me. Well, he had to, or DuPas would have killed us.
But instead, Carl brought you here.
Yes.
Oh, come on, Johnny. Let's get out of this dark
Wait a minute, Angie. Rose, do you know why DuPas was afraid to report his fire to the insurance company?
Some of the things he smuggled in was lost in the fire. If anybody come poking around, they might have found out what he's doing.
What was he smuggling, do you know?
Little tiny boxes filled with white powder, hidden in the bananas.
Johnny, narcotics.
Yeah, sure. No wonder he banks so much money so fast.
I'll bank much more after I get rid of you, Dollar.
Look at that. There he is in the door.
Yeah, watch it.
See, I ain't fooling, Dollar.
He can't see us.
No, but what a target he makes in that doorway against the light.
No gun, Johnny?
No. We can try one of these bricks.
Yeah, man, but if you miss...
Dollar.
Wish me luck.
Dollar.
Right here, DuPas! Come on.
Oh, man, dear. You could qualify for the New York Yankees, Johnny.
All right, DuPas, on your feet. Let's get out of here. Expense account total, including rental on the swamp buggy, incidentals and transportation back to Hartford, $517.20. Remarks? Well, where he's going, DuPas wouldn't have any use for the insurance money anyway. Carl Grant turned state's evidence and clinched the smuggling charges against him. Because of that, Carl may get off easy. I hope so. He and Rose could make a very happy couple. And a remarks and a report. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Our star will return in just a moment. If we are to remain alert to possible acts of aggression, we need the continuous operation of the Ground Observer Corps. And if the Ground Observer Corps is to remain on the job around the clock, 7 days a week, your help is needed. Tomorrow, telephone your nearest Civil Defense Center and volunteer a few hours of your time each week to the Ground Observer Corps. Join our Ground Observer Corps at the Civil Defense Center nearest your home. Now, here is our star to tell you about next week's story.
Next week, 3 sets of twins. 2 men, 2 girls, and 2 fires that hit the coast of Florida with the impact of a hurricane. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, originates in Hollywood. Written by Charles B. Smith, it is produced and directed by Jack Johnstone. Heard in tonight's cast were Virginia Gregg, Forrest Lewis, Lou Merrill, Lawrence Dobkin, and Frank Gersel. Musical supervision is by Amerigo Marino and Carl Fortina. Be sure to join us next week, same time and station, for another exciting story of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Dan Cubberly speaking. From Hollywood, it's time now for...
Johnny Dollar.
Where have you been for the past 20 minutes?
In the shower.
For 20 minutes?
Okay, so I'm a shiny dollar.
So you... Oh.
Who's that?
Max Green at Assured Equity.
Oh, hi, Max. What's on your mind?
7 years ago...
Our fathers brought forth, but that doesn't answer my question.
Johnny, you ever hear of the Meeks?
New England family, stowed away on the Mayflower, speak only to their money.
That's the Meeks.
What about them?
No, not about them. It's about Mariah Meek and Lincoln's Gettysburg Address. She's lost her copy of it.
Well, it shouldn't be hard to find her another one.
That's where you're wrong, Johnny.
Huh?
It would be very hard. Might cost us $100,000.
Bob Bailey in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account. America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the Assured Equity and Trust Company, 325 Scott Avenue, Hartford, Connecticut. The following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the Meek Memorial matter. Expense account item 1, $1.90, cab from my apartment to Max Green's office. He was standing in a haze of cigar smoke, ashes on his vest, and a worried look on his face.
Oh, good morning, Johnny. Oh, you want a cigar?
Oh, no, thanks.
Then sit down. Excuse me. Listen, Johnny, what do you know about that speech that Lincoln made at Gettysburg?
Well, I had to memorize it in school like every other kid.
All right. You know how many words are in it?
Maybe a couple of hundred. Why?
Wait a minute. It's in this book. Here. It's page 143. Speech is printed here exactly as Mr. Lincoln released it to the newspapers after the Gettysburg Address. You find it?
Yeah, but now what do you...
Okay. Total number of words, 268.
Oh.
But the first two drafts of that speech, including the one he read that day, contained only 266 words.
So he padded his part.
That's right. 2 more words.
Mm-hmm. How come?
Oh, according to the historians, Lincoln ad-libbed the 2 additional words at the time he read it. Later on, when he made 3 new copies of the speech, he included those 2 words. You with me so far?
Keep going, Max.
Yeah, all right. Right down at the end of it, just before of the people, by the people, where he said that this nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom, the words under God do not appear in the first 2 drafts you wrote.
Yeah. Well, this is all very interesting, Max, but I still don't see what it is or what it has to do with me.
Well, Mariah Meek's copy has disappeared.
Oh?
And, Johnny, that copy happens to contain just 266 words.
You mean she owns one of the first 2 original drafts?
Handwritten by Mr. Lincoln himself while he was on the train riding to Gettysburg.
Wowee.
Yeah. Which is, of course, why we insured it for the full amount it cost her, which is $100,000 even.
Of course, you made sure it was authentic before you issued the policy.
Oh, naturally.
Well, who'd she buy it from?
An antique dealer down in Richmond, Virginia, a fellow named Jason Penrod.
Uh-huh. Well, where's she been keeping it?
Under glass in the Meek Memorial.
What's that?
Well, she collects Americana, so she had a museum built to keep it in, and she calls it the Meek Memorial.
Follows?
Follows. Also follows the most expensive item in the collection, the Gettysburg Address, would be the one to disappear.
Oh, you're just an old pessimist, Max. You think somebody lifted it?
What do you think? It walked out by itself.
Okay. So what are you going to do about it?
Oh, we're going to run newspaper ads. We're going to offer a $10,000 reward for information leading to its return. If anyone answers it, you let me know where you'll be, and I'll refer them to you.
Good. When was it taken?
The night before last.
Is there any kind of market for something that rare?
Hard to say, Johnny. A hot camera would be easier to peddle, sure. But a good many wealthy people, like Mrs. Meek, they make a hobby of collecting things, antiques, objects of art, etchings.
But whoever took this, or buys it from the thief, couldn't just let everybody see it.
Well, it wouldn't matter to some people. They take it and put it in a vault and keep it there.
Then what's the point in having it around?
Pride of possession. You got something no other collector could own.
And, of course, it might not have really disappeared at all.
You're thinking of fraud?
$100,000 is a lot of cash. Expense account item 2, $1.90, cab fare back to my apartment. I wasn't particularly intrigued by this assignment. Rare documents, like anything else antique, have always seemed to be just one step from decay. And that sometimes goes for the people who collect such things. Item 3, $16.10, transportation, including a round-trip ticket, Hartford to New Bedford, and cab fare to the Whalers Hotel. There was a convention in town, so I was lucky to get a room. After checking in, I called the Meek residence. Mrs. Meek was expecting me and said she'd have her car pick me up. I had just put down the phone when someone knocked on the door.
You in there?
Depends on what you're looking for.
Oh, looking for Mr. J.
Jay, did you say? Nobody by that name here.
Oh, yeah. I see. I guess I got the wrong room.
Yeah, well, why don't you ask down at the desk?
Huh? Yeah. Oh, sure. Yeah.
Funny. Or is it? I cracked the door open again. Watched him walk to the stairs. Then I took the elevator down the 8 flights to the lobby. Half an hour later, I was in the back seat of the Meek limousine heading toward the home out on Buzzards Bay. It was a big, sprawling frame building facing on the beach. About 50 yards behind it, closer to the road, was the Meek Memorial Museum. I was starting up the front steps when the door opened.
Mr. Dollar?
That's right.
I'm Paul Meek. I understand you have an appointment with my grandmother.
Right again.
Now, come in, please. She's waiting for you upstairs in the sitting room.
Okay, thanks.
Before you go up, I wonder if I could have a few words with you.
Why not?
Stay in here, then. You've never met my grandmother, have you?
No, I haven't had that pleasure.
Some people consider it a dubious one, Mr. Dollar.
Oh?
Mr. Dollar, this is my wife, Janice.
Mrs. Meek?
Hi. How about a drink?
Thanks, not just now.
How about you, old stick in the mud? You want another one?
After a bit, Janice. And if I were you, I wouldn't have any more.
But you're not me, are you?
You will have to excuse my wife, Mr. Dollar. We've both been under a severe strain since moving here. Grandmother is blind, you know.
No, I didn't know.
Her sight began failing about 4 years ago. I'm surprised the insurance agent didn't tell you.
Well, Mr. Green was so concerned over the theft of the Lincoln manuscript, I imagine it slipped his mind.
Mm-hmm. And just how do you intend to locate that manuscript?
I'm not so sure that I can.
It'd be a pity if you couldn't.
It'd be just awful.
It's grandmother's prized possession. She hasn't been herself since it was stolen. And being quite elderly, well, we're all very much concerned.
Oh, my, yes. We're afraid she might die and leave us all that lovely money.
Janice.
It's the truth. You see, Paul and I don't have any money of our own, Mr. Dollar. We'll never have any until she does die. Instead of giving it to us now while we're young, you know what she does with it? Spends it buying junk for that silly old museum.
Now, look.
That's gratitude, isn't it? I bathe her, feed her rubber feet, and do all her dirty work.
Janice, you've said quite enough. Mr. Dollar isn't interested in our personal problems.
Oh, stick in the mud. All right. I'll be in the den if you want me. And that's the funniest thing I've said all day. If you want me.
I'm sorry. She doesn't mean half of what she says. That's grandmother's signal.
Then hadn't we better go up?
Yes. Yes, we'd better.
We went up the broad staircase, through a hall, and into a bright, sunny room. Wrapped in an old kimono and shawl, Martha Meek sat in an invalid chair, facing the ocean. Paul introduced us, then sat down quietly near the door.
Paul? Paul, I know you're there. Now answer me.
Yes, grandmother.
You go on downstairs. I want to talk with Mr. Dollar in private.
Whatever you say.
And close that door. Don't mind my back, Mr. Dollar. I couldn't see you if I looked into your face. Now then, when are you going to arrest that crook and bring my Lincoln speech back to me?
Well, I'm going to need a lot of help and information, Mrs. Meek.
Mm-hmm. What kind of information?
Mostly about the museum.
Like what?
Well, do you know who was in there the night the manuscript disappeared?
Certainly. That dirty robber was.
Anyone else?
Well, old Pete's always there. Supposed to be guarding the place, but he didn't do a very good job the other night. Got himself slugged.
Does he live on the grounds?
Yes. I brought him over from Naples 10 years ago. He was my guide in Italy. Showed me around so nice I decided to bring him back.
Tell me, is the memorial open to the public?
It was going to be. I intended it to be once. But when my eyes... No, Mr. Dollar, I keep it locked most of the time.
Uh-huh. And who discovered the manuscript was missing?
Pete did, I guess. At least when he recovered, he ran yelling bloody murder up here to the house. Everybody went down to see what had happened. Everybody but me. They left me all to myself.
Were there any strangers here in the house that night, Mrs. Meek? Anyone beside the servants and your grandson and his wife?
One person, but he's no stranger.
Who's that?
Jason Penrod from Richmond. He's an art dealer. We were discussing some business.
May I, ask what kind of business?
It has nothing to do with you or the people you work for.
Sorry. Where can I find Mr. Penrod?
He's staying here now. If he isn't in his room, then he's most likely out in the memorial. Now, that's enough questions. You, give me a cigarette.
Ma'am?
What's the matter? You deaf? Give me a cigarette before Paul with that snoopy wife of his comes prowling around.
All right, sure.
Light me.
Yeah.
Well, you want any more information, Pete's the one to talk to.
All right, thanks. But what about your son and daughter-in-law? Were they inside the house at the time of the robbery?
You don't suspect them, do you?
Right now, I suspect everybody, Mrs. Meek.
Even me?
Yes, ma'am. Even you.
Well, bless you, boy.
I found Pete Vesuvio trimming the shrubbery just outside the memorial building. He seemed quite willing to talk to me.
How you say what happened to me, mister? I'm hit out?
Knocked out, Pete.
Si, senor. And because of this, I do not see anything.
Nothing at all, huh?
Please, mister, do not use the insult. I am American citizen, first papers. And because of the kindness of my patron, I will soon be second papers. I know by heart the Constitution, United States, Gettysburg Address, pledge allegiance to my flag.
Yeah.
You know how I know these things which help me be citizen? Because of my lady. She's letting me work in a place where great papers are for me to read. Because of her, I would not hide anything, mister.
Okay, Pete, okay. I'm convinced.
But I'm sorry I cannot help you, mister.
Well, it's not your fault.
Hey, you like to hear me say Gettysburg Address?
Well,
do it very good. Learn it right from President's own writing.
Some other time, Pete. Right now, I have to find Mr. Penrod.
Oh, he's inside, mister. Counting the treasures. All of the beautiful things a lady can no longer see. You'll find him in Section L, senor.
I found the small, neat-appearing art dealer just where Pete had said he'd be, peering into a glass case crowded with Derringer pistols. He had a notebook under his arm and seemed to be making some sort of inventory.
Oh, dear. You gave me quite a fright, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I wish I could concentrate like that.
Oh, well, there's nothing more interesting to me than these fine old pistol things. What histories they must have, Mr.
Dollar. Johnny Dollar.
Oh, yes, the insurance investigator. Paul told me you were wandering about the place. I suppose you'd like to ask me some questions, hmm?
If you don't mind.
Oh, no, goodness, no.
I understand you were with Mrs. Meek the night of the robbery.
That is correct, sir. We heard the shouting. We ran out here just as fast as we could. I was the one who discovered the manuscript was missing.
You have any idea how the thief got in here?
No, sir, no. Unless someone forgot to lock the front door, or unless he had a key.
Well, has Mrs. Meek given out many of the keys?
Well, in my opinion, too many. Even I have one.
What about Paul Meek and his wife?
No, I don't think so. Well, they really aren't interested in the museum at all, Mr. Dollar.
Oh. Mr. Penrod, I understand you're quite an authority on antique art and things like that.
Well,
Isn't taking inventory a little beneath your position?
Well, I suppose it is, Mr. Dollar. Last week when I received dear Mariah's wire asking me to do it, I simply couldn't refuse. She's been such a good customer of mine. Well,
yes. You have any idea who might have wanted the Lincoln manuscript?
Well, I know several persons who'd love to have it. Give most anything, but I don't know anyone with the nerve to break in here and take it by force.
You remember where Paul Meek and his wife were when you heard Pete shouting?
They were right in here when I arrived.
I see. Well, thanks for... Oh, just one more thing.
Oh, yes?
If you'd stolen the manuscript...
Mr. Dollar.
A hypothetical question, Mr. Penrod. But if you had, and you wanted to sell it at a good price with the least danger of being caught, how would you go about it?
Well, I'd take it abroad, of course. I'd put it on the open market over there.
Huh. You aren't planning on going abroad soon, are you, Mr. Penrod?
Oh, gracious, no.
You know anyone who is? Anyone who,
Well, didn't Paul and Janice tell you? Oh, they're flying to Paris Wednesday night.
I left the memorial and walked back to the house. The Meeks were in the study, engaged in their favorite pastime. When I told them what the art dealer had said, Paul set down his glass long enough to confirm the fact that they did have reservations and insisted that he had a logical explanation for not having told me of those plans earlier.
Very logical explanation, Mr. Dollar.
Let me handle this, Janice, please.
Sure. Drink, Johnny?
Now, first I want to hear that explanation, if you don't mind, Paul.
Of course I don't mind. Janice and me were fed up.
Why didn't you tell me about the plane reservations?
Well, why should I have? I'm not even sure I'm going to use them.
Oh?
Grandmother's upset enough over losing that manuscript. Something else might... Well, anyhow, if the manuscript doesn't turn up within 48 hours, we're canceling our trip.
Oh, no, please.
Sorry, Janice, but that's the way it's got to be.
She did it.
What do you mean?
It's an act, don't you see? Jason Penrod told her we were going to leave, so she had him hide the manuscript. And now this thing about her being so upset and having such a weak heart. It's an act to keep her precious darling boy tied to her apron strings.
I don't believe that.
Well, just wait. You will.
Anything else, Dollar?
What does a trip to Paris cost, Paul?
Well, it's not inexpensive.
Your wife was complaining about being so broke.
Haven't you ever heard of flying now and paying later?
We have friends in Paris, Dollar. It won't cost as much to live once we get there. And we'll worry about paying for our ticket when we get back.
Any other questions, Mr. Snooper?
Yeah. Later. It was after 7 when I finally got back to my hotel room. I ordered a drink and tried to make some kind of sense out of the information I'd gathered during the day. But it all added up to 0. I called Hartford and asked Max Green to look into the Meek finances. Then I dressed for dinner. I was about to go downstairs when the phone rang. Johnny Dollar.
Mr. Dollar, I was told to call you.
Yeah?
It's about the ad.
The ad?
In tonight's paper about something missing from a certain memorial.
Go on.
Well, I called Hartford Collect. They said to call you.
Yeah, that's right. Who is this?
My name's not important, Dollar, but that 10 grand reward is.
You think you can earn it?
You meet me tonight, you'll see.
Where?
In the alley behind the Bourne Whaling Museum. Be there at 9:30 and be alone. You got it?
Yeah, I got it. Expense account item 4, 85 cents cab fare from my hotel to the Bourne Whaling Museum. I don't like wandering around dark alleys at night, alone in a strange town. It isn't the best way to stay alive. But at 9:29, I passed the old whaling museum and started down the alley. It was dark, no moon, and it was very quiet. I was about 20 yards in from the street when I saw him, curled up in a ball like he had a stomachache. Only he didn't. Because somebody had made him very dead. I struck a match and turned him over. I'd only seen him once before, but I didn't have any trouble remembering where it had been. Right after I'd checked in, he'd knocked on my hotel room door. By mistake. At least that's what he'd said. After giving a statement to the local police who identified him, I went back to my hotel.
Evening, Mr. Dollar.
Yeah, say, look, I know it's probably against all your rules, but who had my room just before I checked in?
Oh, I couldn't disclose that information, sir. Sorry.
Oh, well, so am I. It'd mean a lot for me to know. Maybe even $5 worth.
Well, well, sir, if it's that important. Thank you. Now, let's see. Yes, here it is. Can you read his signature, Mr. Dollar?
Yeah, thanks. Just fine. The name I'd seen scrawled on the hotel register wasn't important now. At least not without something more to back it up. There was no law against checking out of a hotel, but there was a law against murder, if it could be proven. And that would be hard to do without finding a motive. So I went back to the Meek house to look for it. I paid off the taxi, that's item 5, and started up the front steps.
Oh, hi, Johnny. I thought it might be you.
That's so?
Mm-hmm. I hope you aren't mad at me for the things I said today.
No, not at all.
I've been a very bad girl. But everything's going to be all right now.
It is.
Mm-hmm. Or haven't you heard?
Heard what?
About dear old grandmother. She's had a real bad stroke. Isn't expected to live.
You, aren't a bit sorry, are you?
Would you be, if you were me?
Dollar, you mind coming up here?
No, not a bit, Paul.
I've been trying to reach you at your hotel. Thank goodness you've come here. Did Janice tell you?
Yeah. How is she?
Bad. Doctor's given up. Says it's only a matter of hours. She told me to send for you, Mr. Dollar.
Oh?
I don't know why. I've never been able to figure out a lot of things she did.
All right, where is she?
In there. Old Pete's with her, but go on in.
Thanks.
We take increased devotion to that cause for which they here gave her the last...
Who is it?
Oh, it's Mr. Dollar, my lady.
Hello, Mrs. Meek.
Oh, thank you for coming, Mr. Dollar.
I go now.
No, wait. Mr. Dollar, you have a moment, haven't you?
Of course.
I promised Pete the last time I visited the museum. I promised I'd let him recite some of the things he's learned while working there. Haven't been able to keep that promise till now. Go on, Pete. Please.
Yes, my lady. They here gave her the last full measure of devotion. That we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain. That this nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom. And that the government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth.
Thank you. That was wonderful.
Thank you, my lady. Now I go.
Well, Mr. Dollar, I have a confession to make to you.
Yes?
I lied to you.
Oh, I'm sure it wasn't a very big lie, Mrs. Meek.
Oh, but it was. I told you the business Mr. Penrod and I were discussing the night of the burglary.
Yes?
I told you it had nothing to do with you or the people you work for, remember?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, that was a lie. I'm broke, Mr. Dollar. All I have left in the world is this house and the things in the memorial.
I see.
That's why I sent for Jason Penrod. He purchased most of my treasures for me. He's evaluating them now, so Paul and Janice will know what they're worth when they go to sell them, which they'll do immediately.
Mrs. Meek, don't you think you should try to rest now?
Will you give me a cigarette?
No, ma'am. Sorry. And you must rest.
There isn't much else to do, is there? Good night, Mr. Dollar.
Outside in the hall, Paul and Janice Meek were talking quietly to Jason Penrod. Off in the corner, standing with his back to the others, was Pete Vesuvio.
Mr. Dollar, is
She's resting quietly.
Oh, Dio grazie.
Why did you lie to me, Pete?
What? I never lied to nobody. Who say I did?
I say you did.
You're crazy, mister. What lie I tell you?
You said you learned the Gettysburg Address right from Mr. Lincoln's own writing in the museum.
That's a no lie. What's the matter? You don't believe that, mister?
I believe you, Pete. But I just had to be sure. Come on, let's join the others, shall we?
See.
Well, good evening, Mr. Dollar.
Mr. Penrod?
Tell you any of the family secrets, Johnny?
Not too many.
You learn anything in there you didn't know before?
Yeah? I know which one of you stole the Lincoln manuscript.
One of us?
Why, you're crazy, Dollar. We were all in the house at the time it happened.
That's right. But one of you hired a little man named Leo Jones to do your dirty work. Jones called me earlier this evening. He was going to tell me which one of you it was. Evidently, he didn't like the deal he was getting. What was he doing, Penrod? Trying to blackmail you?
What are you talking about? I don't know any Leo Jones.
Then why did he come around to my hotel room this morning? The same room you just checked out of.
Well, that doesn't mean a thing. I imagine several persons have been to that room today.
Sure, but they're still alive. Now, let's get to the phony Lincoln manuscript.
Phony manuscript?
It wasn't phony, Mr. Dollar.
Wasn't it? Well, you correct me if I'm wrong, Penrod. After Mrs. Meek purchased one of the first two drafts of Mr. Lincoln's Gettysburg Address, she started losing her sight. When she closed the museum to the public, you saw a chance to make yourself another $100,000 sale. So you switched copies of the manuscript, replacing that draft with one containing the words, under God, which isn't worth anything close to $100,000.
What do you mean, Dollar?
All right, let me quote. That this nation, under God, shall have a new birth of freedom, and so on.
What?
The phrase, under God, was not in the manuscript he sold your grandmother, but it was in the copy old Pete has been studying in the museum. Right, Mr. Penrod?
All of you stay right where you are. You get what Jones got.
Mr. Dollar.
He won't go far, Pete.
But I am the guard. The lady will want me to stop him.
Pete, come back here.
Keep away from me.
Pete!
Come on.
Oh.
You tell the lady I am a better guard now. Much better. See, senor?
Yes, Pete.
I did good.
You did fine. Pete Vesuvio will live to apply for his second papers. And in time, probably open a spaghetti joint in New Bedford. Penrod will be tried for murder. As yet, he hasn't disclosed the name of the person who purchased the stolen manuscript. But in time, I'm sure he will. As for the Meeks, well, Mariah passed on later that night. But as she said, there was nothing left for her but to rest. Expense account total, including hotel and numerous incidentals, $98.30. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Johnny Dollar has come to you through the worldwide facilities of the United States Armed Forces Radio and Television Service.
From Hollywood, it's time now for...
Johnny Dollar.
Earl Foreman, Johnny.
In Sarasota?
That's right.
Florida?
Where else?
Well, hi, Earl. How are things in the land of infernal sunshine?
What do you mean, infernal?
Well, it's got pretty hot down there these days, isn't it?
Makes good fishing weather, Johnny.
Yeah, but without a case to work on, what possible excuse would I have?
Maybe I have one for you.
Oh?
Yeah. And maybe it's murder.
Earl, I'll be down on the next plane.
Bob Bailey in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account. America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to Tri-State Life and Casualty Company Branch Office, Sarasota, Florida. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the Parley Barron matter. Expense account item 1, $131.50, transportation and incidentals to Sarasota, Florida. Knowing Earl Poorman, I didn't bother checking into a hotel, but instead took a cab to his office in the Conroy building. Tall, lanky, easygoing, he welcomed me like a long-lost brother.
Oh, Johnny, you're looking great. And I'm glad you're here because you can clear up this case in a hurry, and then you and I can get out in the Gulf and do some real serious fishing.
Oh, well, that's okay by me, Earl.
Your last trip down here, you remember, they weren't biting so good. But, oh, Johnny, so help me now that... Oh, I see you've got your bags with you.
Well, yeah.
Good, because you're going to stay with us out the house. Now, I'm not going to take any argument. I told that old battle axe I'm married to hang out an extra towel for you.
How is wife?
Oh, she's great, just great. I never did understand how I was lucky enough to grab that dame, Johnny.
Oh, well, now, I think maybe she kind of cares for you, too, Earl. Now, about why
women show funny taste sometimes. Hey, maybe the old horse will go fishing with us.
Mike?
Yeah.
Anything over 10 pounds would pull her right out of the boat. But now, what kind of a problem?
She's been getting pretty good with a rod and reel.
Look, will you? This fishing talk is just making my mouth water. First, we'd better discuss...
Yes, I know. Once I get started on fishing...
I know. All right, now, let's get down to cases, huh?
Oh, all right, if you insist.
I insist.
Yeah, all right, okay. I was just trying to stall off having to. You know where Lido Key is?
Lido?
Yeah, a mile or so offshore, just beyond St. Armand's Key, where we live.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Well, a client of mine, a man I've known for years. He retired, bought himself a piece of property there, built a nice little home on it. His name is Parley Barron.
So?
Well, I've handled all his insurance for him, including a straight life at $50,000.
Uh-huh. Beneficiary?
His wife, Laura Barron.
And what's happened to him?
Well, Friday morning, now that's the day before yesterday, he left the house just to do some errands.
Well, go on.
Yeah, well, he hadn't got back home by about 5 p.m., and his wife started calling around, trying to find out where he was, and nobody seemed to know. So finally, she put in a call to the police.
Who's your man there?
Sergeant Harry Brackett.
Oh, I remember him.
Sure.
Go on.
Well, then around 7 p.m., they found Barron's car. Found it parked down by one of the fishing docks.
But no sign of him?
Not a sign, not then or since.
Had he gone out fishing?
Police questioned everybody, the boat owners, all the boat livery, everybody. Old Will Bright, who runs the dock where the car was parked, he was closed up. Sign on the door saying he'd gone up to Gainesville.
Well, could Barron have had any reason to disappear?
Oh, no. Well, not that anyone knows of.
What kind of a person is his wife?
No, she's very sweet, Johnny. She's a bit of a bore. But, they doted on each other.
All right, how about enemies?
Parley Barron? Never. Sweet old guy. I sure hope you can find him. That he's still alive. I'm afraid I doubt it.
Well, so far you've given me no reason to believe he's dead.
Well, it's just a feeling, I guess, and I don't like it.
Well, what else can you tell me, Earl?
Nothing, really.
Then maybe I'd better talk to Mrs. Barron and to the police.
Yeah. Oh, here. You take my car.
Oh, thanks.
It's the new air-conditioned cad out in back of the building.
What did you do?
Oh, Michael picked me up. Now, we'll see you at the house for dinner, huh?
Well, that may depend on what I find out in the meantime.
Whenever you're ready, there's food and there's a bed waiting for you, and I hope you... Well, I just hope you find Parley Barron.
Pretty good friend of yours, isn't he?
Oh, yeah, Johnny. He was.
Earl seemed so sure that Barron was dead. I was pretty down in the mouth about it. But I wondered, did he know something about the old man that he hadn't told me? That didn't seem like Earl. He gave me the Barron's address on Lido Key, and I drove out there. Laura Barron was a fragile, gray-haired little old lady wearing steel-rimmed spectacles and with almost a sanctimonious air about her. She sat primly, properly straight in her chair as we talked, a Bible in her hand.
Then Mr. Earl Poorman has told you as much as any of us knows, Mr. Dollar.
I see. But even the smallest bit of information may hold the key to finding your husband.
Only prayer can help us now, Mr. Dollar, or help him if he's gone to the great beyond.
Well, tell me, how was he dressed on Friday morning when you last saw him?
As you see him in the picture there on the table in old gray pants and a rather tattered sport shirt and that old straw hat.
That shirt is blue?
Yes. He was so happy the day that picture was taken. He just finished making an addition to our dock with his own 2 hands. He was so proud. Now
Yes, I'm sorry.
He'd hoped to get his own little boat, too, for fishing. He loved to fish so.
Yes, well, tell me, please, do you know of anyone who might have wanted to harm your husband?
Oh, dear, no, Mr. Dollar.
And you'd had no argument or disagreement with him before he left here that morning?
We had had no disagreement even about little things in 41 years of blessed marriage. Not even about his work.
I see. What did he do before he returned, Mrs. Barron?
Oh, I had hoped you wouldn't ask that because I've always felt that the good Lord wouldn't approve.
Of his work?
I'm a very religious woman, Mr. Dollar, and as I say, in 41 years we never questioned one another's thoughts or actions. But
what was your husband's work?
I won't say that it was sinful, because he wasn't a sinful man. Parley was a good man, and many times he made it plain that his work helped to save lives, too. And I accepted it because he felt he was doing right.
Yeah, well, you still haven't told me, Mrs. Barron.
Always deep in my heart, Mr. Dollar.
Yes.
Have you thought that perhaps it may have been the intercession of divine providence that has taken Parley from us?
No.
But you must consider it, mustn't you? Because the workings of the power that guides our destinies, our birth and our death...
Mrs. Barron...
they are sometimes too mysterious for us mortals fully to comprehend, much less question.
Well...
And so, if my beloved Parley has been taken from us for some divine purpose, or for something he might have done unknowing that was not in accord with the supreme will...
Mrs. Barron, I'm sorry, but I would like to know what your husband's work was.
I know, and perhaps it was my humble mission on earth, the cross I had to bear to guide him away from it, to... chemicals. He was a chemist, Mr. Dollar. Explosives.
Explosives?
Yes, heaven, please forgive me for not having led him into some other field.
Where did he work?
Tampa, Dufresne Chemical Corporation.
Dufresne. Oh, yes, I've heard of it.
Explosive things to kill in defiance of the Almighty's purpose, that we love one another.
Yeah, but now how long ago was this?
He retired in 1951.
And since then?
Here in Sarasota.
And to keep himself occupied?
Oh, this lovely home of ours and his fishing. Though he never caught anything.
Oh, I see.
Never caught anything, Mr. Dollar. Do you suppose that was some retribution for the work he had done so long, for some error in his living or thinking?
Well, well, who knows, of course.
Yes, who knows? But we should consider it, shouldn't we?
Where did he do his fishing?
He never told me, but he left here almost every day to try his skill. And always he came home empty-handed.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Mrs. Barron. I'm sorry to have had to ask you so many questions.
It's all right, Mr. Dollar. My faith will sustain me through this ordeal.
I'm sure it will. Thanks again.
Here, you must take some of these pamphlets with them.
Oh,
read them. Any aid to piety of the mind is good for all of us.
Yes, well, thanks.
The inspired word may help us all.
Oh, sure. Thanks. Thanks very much. I like to think that on the whole maybe I'm not too religious in the sense of going to church regularly and that sort of thing, but at least I try to live a decent sort of life and observe the golden rule and stick to some ideals, but in an atmosphere like that, well, I couldn't help wondering if her husband didn't have good reason for wanting to get away for a while. In any event, I'd got nowhere on the case, so I phoned Sergeant Harry Brackett. That's item 2, 10 cents. But the desk at headquarters said he wouldn't be back until about 6 p.m. And since I really had nothing to go on until I could see him, I dropped in on Earl again.
You kidding? Then we'll take the boat, run out into the Gulf, and get some fish for dinner. It's the best time of day.
So who was I to refuse? And within the hour, we were fighting the tide through the pass between Lido and Longboat Keys on our way along into the Gulf.
Yeah, Johnny, I find I always have my best luck along about this time of day, just before sundown.
I still ought to be back there working.
Why? Sergeant Brackett won't be back at headquarters until 6 o'clock. You told me yourself. Now, what can you do until you talk to him and find out what leads he may have?
Oh, man, you are a funny one. You call me long distance to get down in a hurry, then insist I go fishing instead of working on the
case. Don't you know, fishing's the answer to more problems than anything else in the world. You got worries? Go fishing. You'll forget them. Got a nagging wife?
Oh, don't let Mike hear you say that.
Well, she's different. You little shrimp. But you know what I mean. A writer, he wants ideas, he goes fishing. A businessman, A detective? Huh?
Go ahead and say it, an insurance investigator.
Sure. I'll bet that more than once when you've been stumped on a case, why, if you had just relaxed your mind by going out somewhere and wetting a line.
I wish it were that easy. And so far as this matter is concerned, I haven't even got started on it yet.
Well, relax anyway. Who knows? Maybe the answer to what's happened to poor old Parley Barron will just come to you.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Oh, sure. Instead of you chasing
Earl.
him. Huh? Yeah?
Up ahead, just to the right there.
Where? Oh, yeah. Somebody's old beat-up straw hat.
Yeah, and a little further.
You know something? The tide will carry that skimmer right smack into the
Earl,
city pier.
look.
And if the fella that lost his
Look,
nose...
further over to the right.
Huh?
What is that, floating there?
I don't know. Well, it looks like... Oh, good Lord. Johnny. It's a body, Johnny. We'll drift over to it.
It's a body, all right. And that straw hat looks exactly like one I saw in a picture this afternoon.
Here. I got it. Can you reach him, Johnny? Yeah. Here we go now. Oh, good boy. All right, now let's see. Oh.
Is it?
Yeah.
Are you sure, Earl?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Johnny, it's poor old Parley Barron.
Act Two of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, in a moment.
Everyone loves kids, and every kid loves candy. American servicemen have heard the tearful cries for candy in most parts of the world, in Europe and the Far East during World War II and after. And there's never seemed to be enough candy to go around. Well, more than a dozen years ago, during the Berlin airlift, an Air Force lieutenant from the United States discovered he had no candy to offer some German children. However, he promised to drop them some candy the next day as he came in for a landing. Improvising a parachute out of his handkerchief, Lieutenant Gale Halverson dropped the candy bars the next day as he had promised. Well, this idea caught on among other Air Force men in the airlift, and that's how Operation Little Victuals began. The idea spread far and wide, and soon military personnel, civilians, business firms began to aid the Goodwill program by supplying candy and handkerchiefs. Time after time, as the sleek cargo planes of the United States Air Force swooped low over the landing field, a shower of little bundles of sweets dotted the sky as their tiny parachutes carried them safely to the ground. And the hungry German children gathered up these bundles of mercy, which the communists try to keep from them. The men of the United States Air Force did a great job satisfying a lot of appetites, but they did more. By a wonderful sense of understanding, they nourished the cause of freedom, the right of all men and children everywhere.
And now, Act Two of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, and the Parley Barron matter.
Two days' exposure to the elements and the creatures of the sea had made almost unrecognizable a body that Earl Portman and I found floating in the Gulf of Mexico off Sarasota, Florida. But Earl was certain it was the remains of old Parley Barron, who had disappeared 2 days before. The men on duty at police headquarters confirmed the identification and placed the body in the morgue to await the autopsy surgeon. On a hunch, I asked Earl to drive me over to Will Bright's boat dock, where Barron's car had been left parked.
It's like I just finished telling the police over the telephone. I wasn't here when poor old Barron come for his boat on Friday. Oh, what a shame, such a nice old man.
Where were you, Mr. Bright?
I was up to Gainesville picking up some fishing tackle from a wholesaler.
Well, then Mr. Barron must have got a boat from someone else that morning.
Oh, no, sir.
No?
No, sir.
Why not, Mr. Bright?
Oh, he never took out a boat from anybody else but me. His own boat. At least it was the one I kept set aside for him. And that's what kind of puzzled me, Mr. Dollar, is it?
That's right.
Well, you see, when I come back here Saturday night, his boat was right here at the dock. But it weren't tied up in its usual spot where I always tie it up.
Somebody had moved it.
Must have. And it weren't my helper, Pete.
You know, Johnny, that means he may have taken it out, but whoever did him in returned it.
Oh, possibly. Mr. Bright, which one is his boat?
Right here. I'll show you. I always give him the same one. Never let nobody else use it. That's why he kept his fishing tackle just laying in it, always ready to use. Here.
Yeah, I see. I've heard he wasn't a very good fisherman.
No, he never brought in a thing. Of course, maybe he was so soft-hearted he put back everything he caught.
Or maybe his daily excursions were just to get away from his wife, Mr. Bright.
Now, don't you say nothing against her, mister. Maybe she is a little touched on religion. Sure, she tries a different kind every couple of months. But she's a fine woman, just like he was a fine man. And everybody knows it.
Yeah.
The whole town is mourning him.
Excuse me.
What are you looking for, Johnny?
Earl, I just noticed something about this tackle lying in the boat. Mm-hmm.
Well?
Come on. Thanks a lot, Mr. Bright.
I'd like to tell you what I think might have happened.
Yeah, maybe later, thanks.
Well, what did you find there, Johnny?
Earl, did Parley Barron ever go fishing with you? You were good friends.
No, he always wanted to go out alone.
Yeah, but not to fish.
Huh?
That tackle box hasn't been moved in months. The paint is still dark under it.
What?
And that reel, I could hardly turn it.
Well, then what?
I don't know what. But Barron was using that boat every day for something besides fishing.
Any ideas?
You know him pretty well, have you?
No.
Let's get over to headquarters. Earl felt he ought to go back to his office where his wife Mike had promised to pick him up, so I borrowed his car again and went over to headquarters alone. Sergeant Harry Brackett, who was assigned to the case, had returned. He was on the phone when I walked in on him.
He gets back to town, Mrs. Dana, so please have him call me immediately, will you? Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Yes, sir, what Johnny.
Yeah, hi, Harry.
Yeah, Johnny, I'm sure glad you're here. I got a real mixed-up case on my hands.
The Parley Barron matter, huh?
Well, you know about it?
That's why I came to Sarasota. Earl Portman called me.
Have you found out anything?
Nothing much, have you?
Well, only what's here, the autopsy report.
What's in it, Harry?
Doc Snowden says that Parley Barron was dead before he was put into the water out there in the Gulf.
Oh?
No water in the lungs, you see what I mean? It probably means murder.
Have you told anybody this?
No, not yet.
Why not?
Well, I don't know. Maybe because I just can't figure anybody in the world would want to kill Parley Barron.
Did you talk with Will Bright down at the boat dock?
Just before you came in.
You know, it sounds like somebody went with Barron in his skiff that morning. Killed him, dumped him over the side, and then brought the boat back alone, doesn't it?
Yeah, except for one thing. Pete Marino, a little kid who plays around Bright's dock all the time, he's sort of a self-appointed caretaker when Bright isn't there.
What about him?
Well, Peter saw Mr. Barron take off in his skiff Friday morning, alone.
But he didn't see him come back.
Pete went home for lunch. When he got back to the dock, the skiff was in.
Uh-huh. Then whoever did it met him out on the water somewhere. Maybe several people, so that one of them could return the skiff.
Be taking an awful chance, wouldn't it?
How do you mean?
Yeah, Doc's in a pretty isolated spot, all right, but the killer showing up in Barron's skiff without the old man along, that's too much of a chance.
How else could it be returned?
Tied.
Tied?
Little Pete says that when he got back to the dock, the skiff was there, all right, but not in its usual place.
So Will Bright mentioned.
Also, it wasn't tied up. It was just sitting there.
Oh, then you meant untied.
No, I meant T-I-D-E. When the tide's rising, it floats everything from the pass between Lido and Longboat Keys right up to Will's dock.
You think the boat just floated back by itself?
You got a better idea?
Harry.
Yeah?
Are you sure it was Barron's body we picked up out there? After all, the fish and whatnot disfigured it pretty badly.
Johnny, I've known him for years, and didn't Earl Pullman recognize him immediately?
Yeah.
And the clothes he was wearing, his own straw hat?
Well, have you checked on his dental work, things like that?
I'm waiting now for Dr. Dana. He was his dentist to get back to. You know, that's a funny thing.
What?
I called Dana the minute that body was brought in. After all, teeth are about as solid identification as you can get.
Oh, I thought you were sure anyway.
Well, I wanted to be doubly sure. Anyhow, when Dana didn't get here right away, I called him again. I got his wife on the phone, and according to her, he suddenly left for Tampa. Urgent call or something.
Where in Tampa?
She didn't know. At least she wouldn't say, but it seems kind of fishy to me.
Well, it may just be that one of his patients... Dana.
That's right.
The man who got so much publicity about atomic radiation studies, effects on the teeth and so on.
That's the one. What's the matter, Johnny?
Well, when you're stumped on a case, says Earl Pullman, go fishing. We did. We found a body.
What are you getting at?
Me, when I'm stumped, I play my hunches, no matter how crazy they may seem. And the hunch I have right now, man, is the craziest. I'll see you later. I learned a long time ago in this business, when you got a hunch on the line, you play it for all it's worth. Item 3, 10 cents for a phone call from a booth in the drugstore just around the corner.
Hello?
Hello, Mrs. Dana.
Yes, this is Mrs. Dana.
My name is Larkin, Mrs. Dana, from the Federal Bureau.
The Federal Bureau...
That's right, so you can see why it's important you say nothing to anyone about this call.
Well, how can I be sure you
I'm
are?
simply checking to make sure your husband has followed instructions.
Oh, I see.
Has he left Fort Tampa?
Why, yes, the minute he got the phone call.
Did he tell you who called?
Why, no, but I did hear him mention the name Dufresne.
Dufresne?
Yes, only he didn't know I heard. And... Oh, maybe I shouldn't have mentioned it.
Just be sure you don't mention it to anyone else.
Oh, no.
Goodbye. Item 4, $3.90 at the sign of the Flying Red Horse on the way to Tampa. The least I could do for the use of Earl's car was fill the gas tank. On expense account, of course. The FBI gag had worked before, so I used it again to bowl my way through the gate at Dufresne Chemical Corporation and to the office suite of Dufresne himself. I wasn't at all surprised to see activity in the suite despite the late hour.
Sir, are you the man the front gate just called about?
Yes, that's right, FBI. Which is the door to Mr. Dufresne's office?
Well, I'm afraid he has some people with him, sir. What did you say your name is?
Never mind. Is this the door?
Sir, please, you'll have to wait.
Come in, Mr. Dollar. Come in.
Oh.
I'm Arnold Dufresne. This is Dr. Dana, and this is Mr. McLaughlin of the Federal Bureau. How are you? We've been expecting you.
Oh, have you?
Sit down, Dollar. I guess this is your show now, McLaughlin.
My credentials, Mr. Dollar. First, I suppose I should prefer charges against you for impersonating a member of the Bureau.
Yeah, well,
I can hardly say that I blame you, though, under the circumstances. Incidentally, our man in Sarasota's had quite a time keeping track of you.
You mean there was a tail on me?
From the moment you arrived.
No kidding.
We didn't dare take the chance that you might upset things for us. After all, you've a reputation for being pretty sharp. We should have anticipated that you might be called in on the case, but though we planned things very carefully, we, shall we say, overlooked you. Even as we almost slipped up with Dr. Dana here, who would identify that body.
Look, will you please tell me what this is all about?
A man named Poorman called you in Hartford and asked that you come here to investigate the disappearance of his old friend and client, Parley Barron, right?
Yeah, that's right. Now, where is he? What happened to Barron? Do you know?
We do. And we were afraid you might find out and let the, shall we say, cat out of the bag. That is why we were all ready to send for you to come here, but, well, as it turned out, you came all by yourself.
Mr. McLaughlin.
Parley Barron, by the way, Mr. Dollar, is all right, alive, healthy, and happy.
Then that body we picked up? Dressed in his clothes?
During the last war, Mr. Barron, as a research chemist, made vitally important contributions to our, or shall we say, national security.
Oh.
He was too valuable a man to lose, even though his wife objected to his work for religious reasons.
Yeah, I gathered that from talking to her.
Or perhaps you even thought she might somehow be implicated in his disappearance.
The thought certainly entered my mind.
Well, in any event, so that he could continue to have a happy home and at the same time carry on his tremendously important work, we arranged for the little deception that has been going on for some years now.
His so-called daily fishing trips.
That's right. But each morning in a small hidden cove, I needn't tell you where, he was picked up and brought here to Tampa to carry on his work.
Well, I'll be darned.
No one was the wiser. Even our, shall we say, competitor nations in atomic and missile research, who were bound to keep tabs on such a man, they knew only that he was working for the Dufresne Chemical Corporation.
They did know that, huh?
Well, we must suppose so. International espionage is pretty well organized these days.
Ah. But now this disappearance, Mr.
McLaughlin. Changes in plans for nuclear developments had made it mandatory that he spend some time in, elsewhere.
Where?
Well, shall we say, somewhere in New Mexico or something like that. So to openly send him there would have indicated to our competitors what these new developments could be. That had to be avoided at any cost. Therefore, the plan for his disappearance was carefully worked out and carried out.
Then whose body was it we picked up?
Well, some poor, unidentified old derelict who was on his way to Potter's Field.
I see. Well, believe me, if the Bureau functions this thoroughly in everything it does...
Oh, we try.
Well, what about Mrs. Barron?
Oh, she'll bear up. We, of course, made sure of that in the beginning. And then when her dear husband does return...
When will that be?
When his work is finished. And, of course, that'll be too late for our friends across the sea to catch up with us, and we've worked out a completely plausible story to cover his absence.
Oh, I'm sure you have.
Now, Dr. Dana here will return to Sarasota in the morning. He will confirm identification of the body that was fished from the sea. with only sufficient reservation to protect his professional reputation when Parley Barron reappears.
All right. Now, when an insurance claim is filed on Barron...
Well, I'm sure Mrs. Barron won't file for some time, unless urged to by your friend Poorman.
Oh, I can prevent that without telling him anything.
That's fine. What's more, with the penchant that some companies have for, shall we say, slow action on claims...
Well, don't let them hear you say that.
Well, Barron will be back before you need to worry about it. Now, is that okay with you, Mr. Dollar?
Shall we say, okay. And once more, I tip my hat to the FBI. Expense account total, including plane fare and incidentals back to Hartford, $421.50. Remarks? For obvious reasons, I have used fictitious names throughout this report, and of course delayed filing it until obtaining official clearance. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
And now, here's our star to tell you about next week's story.
Next week, a strange old character, the most beautiful girl I've ever met, and money all over the place. Counterfeit. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, originates in Hollywood. It is produced and directed by Jack Johnstone, who also wrote tonight's story. Heard in our cast were Virginia Gregg, Jeanette Nolan, Will Wright, Barney Phillips, Lawrence Dobkin, Stacey Harris, and Harry Bartell. Musical supervision is by Amerigo Marino. Be sure to join us next week, same time and station, for another exciting story of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This is Dan Cubberly speaking.
Johnny Dollar has come to you through the worldwide facilities of the United States Armed Forces Radio and Television Service.
Time now for Edmund O'Brien as
Johnny Dollar.
Get out of bed and get your gumshoes on, Johnny. You're going to be busy.
Who's this?
Ed Bonner, and I'm calling you from Hartford. Heard you were in Boston this week. Get over to the Elwood Faber department store right away.
Oh, call me later, Ed, would you? It's still 8 o'clock in
Look,
the
we
morning.
got $300,000 worth of liability insurance on their fur department.
Sure, later.
Now they haven't got a fur department anymore. Just had 85 minks stolen.
What?
Edmund O'Brien in another transcribed adventure of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to Mr. Ed Bonner, Mutual Liability Company, Hartford, Connecticut. The following is an accounting of expenditures incurred during investigation of burglary affecting policy issued to Elwood Faber Department Store, Boston, Massachusetts, or the 85 Little Minks. Expense account. Item, $1.90. Taxi fare to Stewart Street entrance of Elwood Faber Department Store, where a police emergency ambulance was standing open. 2 police officers were helping a man in a white coat load a blanket-wrapped figure onto the ambulance litter. I got my first information from the intern.
Ah, what's up? Oh, I only work the wagon. I pick up where everything else left off. This guy's name's Cronin. He's a night watchman here.
Dead?
Oh, about an inch away. We already gave him a transfusion upstairs. If the bullets don't kill him, the exposure will.
What does that mean?
Besides holes in his chest, he's also got frostbite. Somebody plugged him, let him lay in the cold storage vault where they keep the furs.
How long ago?
Oh, who knows? All right, Percy, wind it up. Let's get out of here.
An assorted group of reporters and cameramen seemed to be converging toward a freight elevator just inside the store entrance. I converged with them, and we all rode up to the 5th floor, where 2 plainclothesmen from burglary detail stopped us. I showed my ID card, argued for 5 minutes, and finally got a frown and a thumb jerk. I walked across 35 yards of expensive carpeting through a cubbyhole office door into a large room. Standing in front of a huge refrigerated vault was a tall man in a black Stetson. His name was Delaney. We shook hands.
Quite a thing, Dollar. Some guys walked out of here last night with 85 mink coats. It's a mess. You got a cigarette?
Yeah, sure. Here you are.
Thanks. Store's going to be closed all day while the burglary squad goes over it with everything they got. You can do what you have to do, too.
Thanks, Lieutenant. I appreciate that. What do you figure, freight elevator or stairs?
Either or both. I don't know. They must have had a panel truck or a big limo in that alley.
Yeah, I noticed that on my way up. It'd keep any car hidden from the street, and they'd be able to work without being bothered.
I got a man coming down to check for tire tracks, but it won't do any good. Whoever they were, they did it quiet, and they did it neat.
Neat? Yeah. But quiet?
You mean that night watchman, Cronin?
Well, there must have been some noise when he walked into them and got shot.
I hope he lives to tell us something. He's in tough shape.
How about this?
The vault? Just like the banks have, only smaller. And you can also hang meat in it. Not pried or blasted or cut into, just plain old-fashioned tumbler work.
Sandpapered fingers and all.
That wouldn't surprise me. Somebody was plenty good. Not even marks of a jimmy or pry tool to feel an edge. Just picked and plucked as nice as you please, and 14 little tumblers fell back. The door swung open.
I thought that kind of thing stopped with Jimmy Valentine.
Yeah, so did I.
Who reported it?
A guy named Dmitri Stroganoff, manager of the fur department. Come on. He's in his office now giving a statement of cover my boys. You can have a listen in.
All I can say, I ask you, gentlemen, that I just hope...
There's your pigeon, Dollar.
How could
Ain't he
such
a beaut?
things happen to Dmitri Stroganoff? Aha! Lieutenant Delahanty.
Mr. Stroganoff, this is Mr. Dollar. He represents your insurance company.
Oh, your acquaintanceship, Mr. Dollar, above all else, I am glad to make. Aha! 85 mink coats, valued at $300,000, coin of the realm. You have, of course, brought check for same, yes?
No.
What?
The adjuster will do that, Mr. Stroganoff. I'm an investigator, but don't worry.
Week by week, month by month, 14 years, I get 2 wards from the insurance company. 2 wards, pay premium. Now it's Stroganoff's turn to say back is 2 wards. Pay Stroganoff.
Believe me, Mr. Stroganoff, your money's waiting for you in a vault in a bank in Hartford where nobody can get it but you.
Waltz, ba, ba, pa.
Suppose you go right on with your statement, Mr. Stroganoff. We have to have it, you know.
Why is my 8 for mink in this direction? I answer you. Customer telephones Friday. Send over mink coat right away, she says. I send. Night comes, she wears coat to party. To breakfast next morning, she's also wearing coat. Maybe eggs she's eating. To party Saturday and to cocktail Sunday also. Monday, aha. My husband does not like coat. I'm sending back, she says. Mink.
Real tough, Mr. Stroganoff. You can never tell what people will do next.
Dmitri Stroganoff can tell.
Look, if you'll just answer a few questions...
This morning, even as I arise, comes to me a feeling of doom. Yes.
Yes. Well, now about...
Something is going to happen bad, I said to myself. And when I get here, no, even before I get here, I slip and fall. No, even before that. Parking ticket for too long pass. No, even before that.
He went on like that for quite a while, and the police stenographer took down every word. His whole testimony typed up into 23 single-spaced pages. But only the following was of any use. Stroganoff arrived at the store at approximately 8:45, found the vault door open and inside the wounded watchman Cronin, also the mink coats gone. Stroganoff notified insurance company. Stroganoff notified police, in that order. Expense account, item. $1.35 for 2 ham sandwiches, 2 bottles of beer, all of which I shared with Lieutenant Delaney in Stroganoff's office.
All kinds of heists. Jewels, trucks, cars, banks. But this is the best so far. A real 14-carat double-breasted A-1 dilly, that's what it is, Dollar. How'd they get in that safe?
They just opened it up and walked in the same way you walk in your own front door, Lieutenant.
Yeah, but how? Who's that good?
Who? Well, there's the creepy kid. They always say he's that good.
You and me both know Creepy died 12 years ago at Dunamore.
And there was Dancing Dan Marathon.
Dancing Dan? He couldn't open a 2-bit padlock if he had the key. Who is good, Johnny? Who could do it?
I wish I knew.
Stroganoff's the only one in the store who knows the combo. The only one. But I don't know.
But you aren't taking any chances. Didn't I see 2 of your men tail him out of here?
You bet your life you did. And by the way, didn't you put in a call to your office and have him checked on?
You bet your life I did.
Cop work. All the time we got... Delaney. Yeah, hi, Richie. Well, give it to me. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, thanks. Hospital, Dollar.
The night watchman?
Cronin died 10 minutes ago without saying a word.
Mm-hmm. I was hoping he'd be able to fill in some gaps.
Well, he does. At least one.
Which one?
The other watchman's story about playing the radio.
What other watchman?
Al Reedy. Oh, I'm sorry, Dollar. Maybe you passed him up.
Well, tell me about him. Was he shot, too?
No. We questioned him first thing this morning. You see, Cronin made the rounds, and Reedy held down the office. Reedy didn't know nothing about anything last night. He was listening to his radio in his office downstairs.
What gap does that fill?
And Doc says Cronin got it with a .32. That'd fit. They don't make much noise, and a man leaning into a radio close.
Reedy, huh? Well, where can I find him?
Right here. He's waiting in the locker room. Why, do you want to talk to him?
Yeah. Mind?
Oh, help yourself, Dollar.
Thanks.
Oh, Dollar.
Yeah?
You're looking for $300,000 worth of mink coats. I'm looking for a killer. Don't be a wise guy when you do your poking around, huh?
I'll try to keep my nose clean, Lieutenant.
Yeah?
Hello. You Al Reedy?
You another cop?
In a way, yeah.
In what way?
Insurance investigator.
All right, Mr. Insurance Investigator. Am I supposed to tell you something that'll tip the whole thing?
No, Mr. Night Watchman. You're just supposed to tell me how things went for you last night.
Swell. I sat in my office from 10 to 6, went home, went to bed. Got picked up by 2 big flat-footed coppers at 7:30. And here I am. How'd things go with you last night?
You sound a little put out, Reedy. Or are you used to places being heisted where you work?
What kind of a nasty crack is that?
What'd you see in here last night while you were doing all your night watching?
Nothing.
No freight elevator moving?
No.
No sounds on the stairs?
No.
And you didn't hear the shots that plugged Cronin?
No, I didn't.
Why?
Because I sit in my office and listen to disc jockeys. The radio's liable to smother a lot of noise.
Wrong answer.
Well, the cops like it.
I don't.
Give me a better one.
I'll have to look for it. But I'll find it, mister.
Sure you will. Sure you will. But you'll never find those guys you tromped off of those coats last night.
You sound awful sure of that.
I am. Because you'll spend all your time on someone like me trying to make something out of nothing just to show everybody how good you are.
Reedy, if you're clean, you haven't got anything to worry about.
Well, maybe, but answer me this. Who's going to say when a guy's clean? When he's right or wrong? A lot of filing cabinets in a building somewhere? Answer me, investigator. Who knows? Who's going to say? Let me alone. Just let me alone.
I didn't know what to make of Al Reedy, but I did know I wanted to know more about him. At the personnel office, I pulled out his application card. It looked good enough, and then I suddenly put it back. I had a hunch, and I headed for the Middleton Safe Company. The president and chief designer of the Middleton Safe Company was standing under a blue light in the center of a newly completed vault. He seemed lost in the huge room of shiny, gleaming metal all around him.
Please excuse me for not receiving you in my office, Mr. Dollar.
Inspection day?
Something like that. Now, this is what I call the Big Haze. Beautiful, isn't she? Completed a fortnight ago for a firm of South American bankers.
You work on the safes and vaults yourself, Mr. Middleton.
Indeed, I do. The drama of it captured me as a youth. To compose and weld and conform metal into an impregnable stronghold. Oh, it's fascinating, huh?
Yes, of course.
Fine metal, case-hardened, perfectly alloyed Ohio steel. Strength, Mr. Dollar. Strength. But then I bore you, sir. And now then, why are we meeting?
So you can tell me something about safes and vaults, Mr. Middleton?
Oh, I dare say I could, sir. But I'm afraid you'll have to be more specific.
All right. Tell me about the kind of vault you manufactured for the Elwood Faber department store.
A vault for... Oh, yes, the fur vault. Oh, yes, of course. What precisely do you wish to know about that vault?
How someone could open it without knowing the combination.
Oh, an impossible occurrence.
Have you read the morning papers?
Papers? What about them?
That particular vault was opened last night and all the furs taken.
Yeah, well, what do you say? Looted? Well, that's impossible.
It happened. That's why I'm here.
This is quite a... Oh, dear me, Mr. Dollar. Of course, you'll want a thorough account from my organization.
Of course.
And I shall be glad to furnish you with any information that might be helpful.
I'd like to know how the combination was set and who knows it.
But I'd have to know the serial numbers on that particular vault.
Here, try these.
Oh, well, you're a very efficient man, Mr. Dollar. I see you've jotted them down. Well, let's go up to my office and look them up. Oh, no, sir. That won't be necessary. I recognize these serials. D4536. Oh, D. Oh, D stands for Dana. Mr. Dana set the final combination.
Mr. Dana?
My chief engineer for years.
And who else besides him would know it?
Myself, and the person in proper authority at Elwood Faber, of course.
Well, that would be Stroganoff. Anyone else here?
No, sir.
I'd like to talk to Mr. Dana, then.
Well, I'm afraid that's quite impossible, sir.
Oh?
Albert Dana has been dead for 7 years.
Up to and including that point, I had a whole lot of nothing to go on. But by the time I got back to Boylston Street, heading for my hotel, things began to happen. A police car pulled up at the curb, and a familiar Stetson on top of a familiar head leaned out of the window.
Hey, Dollar, you.
Yeah, hello, Delaney.
Hop in. Just come by to get you. I thought you might be interested in a guy.
What guy?
The one we found floating down the Charles River an hour ago.
Who is he?
I don't know. But it looked like he's got the same enemies as a night watchman named Cronin.
Huh?
Yeah. There were 232 slugs in him. We wouldn't have picked it so fast, only that's the second pair been through ballistics in one day.
And they match?
Like your two front teeth. The same gun killed the night watchman and the guy in the river.
In just a moment, we will return to the second act of Johnny Dollar. But first, it's a family night on the Bing Crosby Show again this Wednesday. Brother Bob and Bing's son Gary already have scored with the Groner this month. And tomorrow night, Bing's 14-year-old twins, Philip and Dennis, make their debut as a guest team. You'll hear the kids trying to sell Dad a membership in the Bing Crosby Fan Club, a scheme that backfires. And you'll hear some rare and wonderful singing. CBS cordially invites you to hear the Bing Crosby Show this Wednesday and every Wednesday over most of these same CBS stations. Now, with our star, Edmund O'Brien, we return to the second act of yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
I spent half the night at the city morgue and police headquarters with Lieutenant Delaney, examining the body they found in the Charles River and trying to identify him. All the labels were ripped out of his clothes and the laundry marks were cut off. We were left with just his physical characteristics and fingerprints. The mug file didn't duplicate him, and the prints didn't check with anything in town, so they sent them to the FBI in Washington. I got to my hotel at 4 a.m. to get some sleep, and I got it. 3 of the shortest hours worth I ever had.
Dollar?
I'll tell her when he comes in.
This is Ed Bonner, Johnny. How would you like to be fired?
Huh? Oh, yeah, Mr. Bonner, sir. What can I do for you?
Turn up with 85 mink coats. What have you been doing since yesterday's sleeping?
Bonner, I've run my legs down to my knees, honest. I've been trying to find out something, anything. I've peeked into so many corners, I've got television eyes.
And I've got a weak heart. Unless we find those furs in 24 hours, we have to pay off Elwood Faber $300,000.
Well, what are you going to do? Take it out of my pay?
We have to. We'll start by selling your body to a medical school. Please, Johnny, do something.
Bonner, what's Elwood Faber's financial position?
AAA. Couldn't be better. They wouldn't steal him.
How about the fur man, Stroganoff?
He's always had money. Family.
All right, Bonner, I'll keep after it. I'll call you when I get something.
Johnny, don't take my shouting personally, but this is a big one. Give it everything you got.
I forced myself to get out of bed, take a shower, and get my clothes on. I started for the door and had no idea where I was going
Aha, Mr. Dollar.
when somebody did my thinking for me.
To see you personally, I, Stroganoff, maestro of the Elwood Faber Fur Department, am here.
Do you have any news?
News? Every paper in the country it should hit. Twice. Never in my 30 years of association with that foul little beast, the mink, has anything like this happened.
What happened?
You wouldn't believe me.
Look, I'm pretty gullible.
Well, it's incredible. I don't blame you for not believing me.
Are we going to keep up this game, or do you tell me?
Don't get huffy with Stroganoff. I will tell you. This morning, wrapped in dirty cardboard box, is arriving at the Fur Department. Guess what? A mink coat. Incredible?
Incredible indeed. You mean one of the coats was returned by mail?
Right.
Well, that's encouraging.
I am not overjoyed. You still owe me for 84 coats.
Item, $1.90 for cab fare to Elwood Faber. It didn't make any sense that the men or man who committed murder to make the heist would return anything. But one coat had come back. And in the pocket, I found a small piece of slick cardboard. It was only a third of an inch long, but there were 3 words on it. Country Club Dance. I was lucky. The country club secretary had a guest list, and one name on it stuck out like the nose on Jimmy Durante. Patricia Reedy.
Yes?
Oh, Miss Reedy?
Yes. Who are you?
Name's Johnny Dollar. Your father is employed at Elwood Faber, isn't he?
That's right, but
Is he in now?
he's probably in bed. May I help you?
I don't know. I saw you at the country club dance the other night.
Oh, were you there?
Oh, I couldn't keep my eyes off you, especially when you had that mink coat on.
The mink. Well,
Talk with this guy, Pat. What do you want, Dollar?
Some information.
Patty, will you make some coffee or something?
all right, Dave. Anything else?
Oh, nothing I can't handle. Okay, Dollar, what are you doing here? Who asked you into my house?
My job. I came to find out about a mink coat that showed up at Elwood Faber this morning.
Look, let's go out in the hall and talk.
Okay. All right, Reedy, let's hear it.
Now, don't go into a long song and dance. I'll tell you everything. Just the way it was.
And I'd be real interested. The way I figure it, you helped in the theft. You maybe even killed Cronin. You kept one of the coats, but you got scared you might be caught with it, so you sent it back. Your daughter left the dance ticket in the pocket.
All right. Here's the story right down the line. I didn't help in the heist. I had nothing to do with it. I didn't even know what was happening. Like I told you, I was in my office, listening to the radio.
Tell me, Reedy. You ever been arrested?
Well, Dollar, you're smart enough to find it out sooner or later. I served time, sure. You might as well know. Lots of it.
Elwood Faber would be interested to know a trusted watchman served time.
Well, what'd you expect me to do when I got out? Curl up and die? I gotta live, too. I'm straight now, Well, almost. I had a wife and a kid. The wife died. You've seen the kid in there. For 13 years of her life, she had nothing. But now I'm trying to make up for that. Everything I do is for her, not for me.
What about the coat?
Sure, I took it. I borrowed it. Before the safe was locked up for the night. I've been borrowing stuff right along. Whenever my kid needed anything, I always return them in good shape. I told Pat they let me do it. She don't know nothing.
That's kind of a strange philosophy.
I don't even know how to spell philosophy. But I do know this. That girl in there has a life ahead of her. Mine's behind me. I got to give her every chance I can to look good, to act good, to use her brains, to meet the right people and go to the right places. Not just for dough, you understand, a millionaire husband, but just for a right guy and a fair crack at happiness.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you guys are all the same. You work from a little book, printed directions. Everything's black and white in life. Nobody's human. Oh, well, that's that. I don't know what you're going to do, but I hope it don't blast that kid's life to pieces.
Reedy, you should have thought of this a long time ago.
I don't want any lectures.
You'll shut up and you'll listen to me. I think I believe you. You're right. Maybe we do work from printed directions a little too much. Well, I can use a little judgment on my job. I think, for now, I'll forget everything you told me and forget where that coat came from. Go on back to bed. Go on, Reedy.
Well, I didn't expect that from you, Dollar.
Reedy, I know what bad breaks are like, too. Oh, come on. Look, you'll have me doing that in a minute.
Hey, Dollar, I don't go in for this stool pigeon stuff. I never have. Well, now, I see it another way. It doesn't matter what you tell as long as you tell it to the right guy.
What does that mean?
I'm going to give you something. It'll take them at least 24 hours to identify the guy they found in the Charles River. Picture in the paper this morning. Well, I can tell you right now who he is.
Who? Who is he?
Ted Gray. Worked in Elwood Faber about 6 weeks. Was fired 2 weeks ago.
How do you know?
Oh, I just know.
Personnel at Elwood Faber confirmed Ted Gray had worked there and was fired for insubordination. His address was 1432 Parkhurst Avenue, and I was over there in 15 minutes. It was an ordinary, undistinguished apartment house. No one answered when I knocked at apartment 12A. But the door was unlocked. Except for the furniture, the room had almost nothing to offer. I poked around for half an hour before I saw the phone numbers written on the wallpaper next to the phone. There were 14 numbers, and I started calling them right down the line. The first 7 produced such things as Ling Chi Chinese Hand Laundry, the Happy Hour Liquor Store, and several other things that didn't have the particular information I needed. On the 8th call, I got results.
Hello?
Hello. Is Harry there?
Harry? Harry who?
Harry Gordon.
But I'm sorry. You must have the wrong number.
Oh. Sorry.
That's quite all right.
Maybe he didn't know Harry, but I knew him. At least his voice. I called Lieutenant Delaney and told him where I was going. It was dark by the time I got to the Middleton Safe Factory. There was a single work light spreading a sickly yellow glow over the main floor of the loading platform. There wasn't a sound when I entered. That was too good to last. It went off somewhere in the darkness, and I dropped behind a medium-sized safe and waited for a gun flash.
Dollar! Johnny Dollar! What are you doing here?
Looking for 84 mink coats, Middleton.
I thought that was you on the phone, Dollar. How much money do you make?
Not much, but save your breath. You're going to need it to run.
A man of your talents could do a lot in South America. With 100,000 and a business.
I could never remember all those Spanish verbs. Thanks.
Have you got anybody coming?
Lots of people, Middleton. Lots.
If I hit you, how'd I know you weren't a burglar? You know, I'll never give up.
And you'll have to shoot better than that.
You missed me 10 feet.
Oh, my windage screw is off. Is that the 32 you used on Ted Gray?
No. This time I have a Luger. For special work. Like a fister.
Oh!
Come on.
That Luger didn't help you much, Middleton.
What an ignominious end.
Yeah, you blew a good life.
Well, I could never find what I wanted.
Look, I know why you kicked the watchman over, but why your own boy, Gray?
He was in on the deal with me, but held out a coat for himself.
That shows you how wrong you can be. It wasn't Ted Gray. You see, Middleton... Oh.
Dollar!
Over this way.
You've been shooting up the town, Dollar. Now, what's this?
Jessup K. Middleton, he's your boy.
Yeah, boy, for what?
For the fur heist and the bodies at the morgue.
How do you know?
Well, there's a safe full of furs on its way to South America somewhere. If you hurry, you might stop it at the port of New York.
Why would he kill the guy in the river? And who was that guy?
Ted Gray. He was the man who cased the Elwood Faber job. He reported 85 coats ready to go. And when only 84 showed up, Middleton thought he was holding back on him.
Well, okay, Johnny. Thanks for doing all the work.
I was just lucky, Delaney.
You sure were. You could have been hit where it hurt worse.
Come on, let's have the ambulance doctor look at that shoulder.
This is the only way to live. Miss Reedy, you...
Make it
Pat. You know, you're great on your feet.
Well, what about you, Johnny? Dancing with your arm in a sling.
Well, I took the no hands course at Arthur Murray's.
Pardon me, Mr. Dollar. There's a phone call at your table.
Oh, thanks, waiter. Come on, Pat. Johnny Dollar.
Ed Bonner, Dollar.
Bonner? I won't take another job for at least a week.
No, it's not that.
What is it? Are you afraid I'll put a night out on the swindle sheet?
You aren't finished.
Not finished. Hey, you got the coats, didn't you?
Yeah, we found the safe down at the dock. Caught it just before it was loaded for South America. There were 84 coats in it, all right. But you know the one that was sent back in the mail? It's been stolen again. One's still missing.
Oh, really? Oh, that. Oh, yeah. Well, you know, Bonner, somehow I have a feeling that last coat will be in the mail tomorrow.
Are you sure?
Positive. So long, Mr. Bonner.
So long, Johnny.
Who was it?
Oh, nobody important. You know something, Pat? You look just grand in mink. Well, the coat did show up the next day and in the mail. Maybe she'll have one of her own someday. Me? I stuck around Beantown for a few days to get a better look at the Bunker Hill Monument, Paul Revere's home, and her deep blue eyes, which began hinting at wedding bells. So, expense account item $11.75 back home, but fast. Expense account total $384.16. Yours, truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, stars Edmund O'Brien in the title role and was written tonight by E. Jack Newman and John Michael Hayes, with music by Leith Stevens. Featured in our cast were Harry Bartell, Joseph Kearns, Hans Conried, Bill Johnstone, Howard McNear, and Gloria Blondell. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, is produced and directed by Jaime Del Valle. Join us next week when Edmund O'Brien returns in another transcribed adventure of...
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
If you've got a piece of string handy, you better tie it around your fingers so you won't forget to file your income tax return. The deadline is March 15th, you know, and March 15th is right at hand. So to avoid penalties, file your returns promptly, but don't be in such a hurry that you forget to sign your name or attach your withholding statement. Now stay tuned for the adventures of Philip Marlowe, which follows immediately over most of these same CBS stations. This is CBS, where you meet Gene Autry every Saturday night, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Time now for Edmund O'Brien as...
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Edmund O'Brien in another of the adventures of the man with an action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator, Johnny Dollar.
Expense account. Submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to Home Office, Intercontinental Marine Insurance Company, Hartford, Connecticut. The following is an accounting of my expenditures during my assignment aboard the SS Malay Trader, the ship with no port of call. Expense account, item 1, $80. transportation from Hartford to Savannah, Georgia, where, after pausing only to grow a beard and deck myself out in seaman's garb, I proceeded to the local hiring hall of the Seamen's Union.
The Cape Lorenza, C2, sailors for the Panamanian line, bound for Rio de Janeiro, leaving tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. The call is for one baker, one galley boy, one carpenter, and 2 ABs. Cape Lorenza, C2.
Yes, okay. All right, we'll put the call right through right away. Sam, what is it?
The name is Dollar. I'm signing on the Malay trader. Ordinary seaman, special permit.
Special, huh? Well, let me see now. Oh, yeah, here it is. Insurance deck, huh? Well, I'm glad to cooperate, Dollar.
Thanks. Where do I find the ship?
Pier 8. The directions will all be here on your assignment slip. What's the beef? A hot cargo?
Well, maybe. When I find out, you can read about it in the papers.
Okay, so you're not talking. That's your business. Here's your slip. Now, the best way to get there is to follow the railroad tracks past the warehouses right across the street.
My new home, when I found her, looked neither pretentious, comfortable, or even seaworthy. She was a rusty old Liberty ship that probably had a war record, but hadn't had a coat of paint in months. Her winches, fore and aft, were busy feeding heavy rattan-covered bales into a gaping hole. Her decks were alive with longshoremen, and set against all that activity, a bulky gent wearing an officer's cap lolled on a stool near the head of the gangway, idling time with fingernails and a penknife.
Yeah? What's your business?
I'm signing on. Where do I find the chief officer?
You found him. I'm all set. Let me see your slip. Yeah. Okay, Dollar. You're on the 4 to 8 watch, quarters of 3A. Just past the galley, then aft starboard side. Go up your div. You can sign later.
Right. So far, the spy story method seemed to be working. I was aboard the ship as a seaman, and a few seconds later, I was shaking hands with the man who shared my quarters, Al Rhoda, on a salary for 4 years as Intercontinental's marine investigator.
Johnny.
Hi, Al.
Hey, it's been a long time. How are you?
I'm fine. It's good to be working a case with you again. Hey, is it all right to talk in here?
Yeah, but let's keep it down. I've been on this tub since it left Singapore, and nobody's on to me yet. But play it cagey on deck. How much did they tell you in jolly old Hartford?
Well, they gave me just the basic situation, that Intercontinental insured a bunch of crude rubber from British Malays before the devaluation of the British pound sterling. Half that, I understand, burned in a warehouse in Singapore.
I bet, to the tune of over 100,000 insurance bucks. I flew out there. Signs of arson, but no proof. I followed the other half of the crop here to Savannah.
Hey, this company that owns it, Malay Traders, kind of an outfit, is it?
They aren't angels. Been up against British customs a few times. Never nailed. They own their ships, and the branch here, headed by a Mr. Pila, imports basic commodities, like the rubber and minerals. Well, the point is that since this crude was insured before the British pound dropped, they can bring in more loot destroying it than they can selling it.
Yeah, I guess that totals. And I take it the policy covers until they do sell, huh?
That's it. I thought we were getting rid of it here. They packed it away in their warehouse, but then 3 days ago they started loading it aboard again. That's why you were sent down.
What's the matter, Al? Don't you think the company trusts you?
I guess they figure I need help. And they're right. Where do you think we're bound, Johnny?
Well, my paper's at Corpus Christi.
The scuttlebutt is that Corpus is just a stop. That we clear there for Mexico, Veracruz, where arson investigation isn't what it could be. After that operation in Singapore, what else would they do?
Hold it.
Hello. You in there?
Yeah?
All staff. Ship's articles are in the company office, corner of the warehouse.
Go ashore and sign them.
Yeah, okay, right away. Sir.
Nice try, sailor. Oh, and if you'll take a word of fatherly advice.
Well, practically anything you say. Go ahead.
That girl in the office, the Malayan half-caste, she's the boss's daughter. My.
My. Is that for appreciation, or is it her name?
Both. But save your dreams. The chief, our friend Halstaff, is as possessive as he's big. And you know something? I don't blame him.
I didn't blame Halstaff either after I saw Armai. You could tell she had enough Occidental know-how to be proud of what the Oriental did to her looks. Armai indeed.
Good afternoon.
Hello. I'm here to sign the articles.
I'm the Malay trader. What, please, is your name?
Dollar, Johnny Dollar.
Dollar. Are you a very thrifty man, Mr. Dollar?
Well, hardly. My name is usually the only one I have to my name.
Your signature right here. I wish I was sailing with you.
What? What did you say?
That I wish I was sailing with you. I have begged with my father, but he will not let me go with him.
Oh, your father's going with us, huh? I didn't know that.
I will beg some more. Once again, please, your name right here. You have nice hands, Mr. Dollar.
Nice, huh? Now, why'd you say that?
I see so many hands here on my desk, so I notice them. Some are big and lumpy. Some are short, some are dirty. And in steward's department, some are clean from dishwashing, but all wrinkly.
I see. Well, I'd better get back to the ship. Thanks.
Thank you. We hope that conditions during your voyage will meet with your approval, and that you will accept employment with Malay traders again.
And with those memorized words ringing in my ear, I thanked the luscious Amai again and proceeded shipward to take up my duties as a very ordinary seaman. I hoped that her interest in my landlubber hand really stemmed from her unusual hobby and not from suspicion. And I wondered why Mr. Peeler, her father, and the local head of the suspect company had decided to go with us. Had his doctor ordered a sea voyage for his health? Or did he want to enjoy in person the odor of burning rubber? The next afternoon, the cargo had all been brought aboard. The ship was made ready for sea. And I had sustained, along with multiple cuts and bruises, the ire of the bosun because I didn't know the difference between a preventer and a topping lift. But by the time night fell and the Malay trader was plunging down the Atlantic coast, I knew one thing. The sailor's life is not for me. How'd you make out, Al?
Well, nothing new. Scuttlebutt is still Vera Cruz, but there's something screwy about it, Johnny. You develop a nose after you've snooped as many ships as I have. There's something wrong aboard.
What? Besides my seamanship? The old man?
Yeah, a lot of little things. The course we're on for Florida Straits, the readings on the ballast gauges. Of course, the displacement ratio changes with different oceans and water temperatures.
Look, Al, that's all Greek to me. Ballast gauges, displacement ratio. Just what are these things that are bothering you?
Well, I don't know. Just vague things that... Look, come out on the foredeck with me, will you?
Yeah, sure.
Probably just this overactive nose of mine, but... I want to get a look in one of these holes. Now, there's a hand standing lookout, and if you'll go up there and keep his attention, I'll slip into the escape hatch of number 2. All I'll need is about 10 minutes. I'll meet you in the cabin.
I made small talk with the lookout for 10 minutes, then started back towards the cabin. Suddenly, I heard a scuffle behind me. Hey, Al, is that you? Then I heard someone running, and I started after the disappearing figure. But I didn't get very far. I stumbled over Al Roda's body by the open hatch. And there was a stab wound in the back of his neck, just at the top of the spine. It was small enough to have been left there by a penknife. I didn't report to the chief's mate or the captain. I went over both their heads, and I pounded on the door of the owner, Mr. Peeler. Mr. Peeler?
Yes. One moment. What is this? What does this mean?
There's been a killing down on deck.
What do you say? Killing?
My watchmate, Al Roda.
But this I will not believe. The captain or Mr. Holstaff, where are they? Why do you come to me?
Because I think a request from you is in order. I think Sparks ought to radio the Coast Guard. The sooner the better.
But a killing on my ship. To believe this from you. No, I do not. What is that?
Man overboard, Mr. Peeler. A murder has just been turned into an accident.
In just a moment, we return to the second act of Johnny Dollar. But first, Kitty Callan will join Vaughn Monroe's caravan along most of these same CBS stations this Saturday night. And on the CBS Gene Autry Show, the King of the Cowboys will bring you Ramona, When the Bloom is on the Sage, and many another Western favorites. The Vaughn Monroe Caravan and the Gene Autry Show are heard every Saturday night. Hear them tomorrow night in an hour of Top Pops and Sagebrush Symphonies. Now, with our star, Edmund O'Brien, we return to the second act of yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Mr. Horstaff. Mr. Horstaff, please come here, Mr. Horstaff.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Horstaff, there has been trouble?
Yes, sir. One of the crew fell overboard, sir.
Then talk with this young man. He speaks of killing.
Killing? Oh, it's you, Dollar. What's this guff about killing?
Al Roda. He was stabbed in the back of the neck with a small knife.
This man is either drunk or crazy, Mr. Peeler.
Yes, most certainly.
I just stepped out on deck to check the running lights before I turned in. Saw the man leaning over the rail. He was sick. The ship rolled and he went over.
Have it your way. I guess that was a life jacket I stumbled over, huh? What are you doing about the man overboard?
I'll thank you to remember your place on this ship.
I do, but I also remember Al Roda.
Doing what's prescribed by maritime law, I'm changing my course to circle and search the area.
Yeah, how about the Coast Guard?
I'll be notified in due time. I'll either go to your quarters or get forward with the rest of the crew and look for this guy you're so worried about. Where are you going?
The radio room. Even I know the Coast Guard gets first bid.
You listen to me, Dollar. I'll have you up before a commission board and you'll never ship again if you don't obey my order. And the boilers. You better get to your lifeboat station, Mr. Peeler.
Every time an explosion lifted the Malay trader up off the water, it lifted my stomach up with it. My heart must have been pounding, too, because I felt it high in my throat. And feeling that big seagoing box of steel plates and bolts shuddering under my feet, painted sweat on my forehead, and big, sticky splashes of real fear on my soul. This would be getting dead the hard way. But finally, the quivering of the ship came to a stop, calming down my own vibrations as it faded. Then the tub started to lift, giving me a new reason for keeping my mind off of taking a cut at Falstaff with the closest fire axe. The crew got panicky as a bunch of kids in a burning school. And while they fumbled with the lifeboat, I took a last running look at number 2 hold. There were still bloodstains on the deck where I'd found Rhoda. And next to them, besides the open hatch, I found something that Falstaff hadn't realized he'd lost or hadn't had time to look for. His penknife. pearl shell handle with an anchor embossed in silver. I pulled back the top further, moved a few of the sectional hatch covers, and got a look into the hold. There was enough light to see the cargo, and enough smoke curled out to tell me the explosion had not been in the boilers. Yeah, I had a fine case, except it was going down under my feet, and I'd end up with everything but proof. It was shortly after dawn when the Malay trader finally settled by the bow and went into a final plunge. Everybody in the lifeboat turned and watched her go. The water quieted over her, and the only traces left were the hatch covers I'd pulled loose.
Here's the place, mister.
Yeah, this is it.
That'll be, 280.
Yeah, here, I'll keep it.
Oh, thanks.
Who are you?
Page 1 and 3, line 22. Ship's articles, you remember? $1.
Oh, yes. But this newspaper, it says you're missing from shipwreck.
Yeah. A guy'd have to be stupid or dead to be lost on a sinking like that. Everything was too convenient. Plenty of time to get the boats lost. Only 4 miles from shore.
Papers say that.
Yeah, they reported me missing because I didn't take time to report myself among the living. You see, I couldn't wait to get back to Savannah, get back to you and the king-size scheme cooked up in this office. Now, I'm not promising anything, but a quick signed statement might help you. I'll write it and you sign it.
You talk about scheme. What statement is this?
Oh, come on, stop it. Look, use the old sex pitch. Try to sell me that it'll be worth my while, but don't try to sell me innocent.
Mr. Darling, you think I know about something. Please, tell me what it is.
Look, if you're bluffing, you can quit. I know that explosion on the ship was staged. Now, the next step is to try to collect the insurance on the rubber that was lost. And that's the step I'm supposed to start. Here. Here's my ID.
I'm very sorry. I not understand. You are a police?
Yeah, in a way. In a way, I'm the police. And the real ones aren't far behind me.
And you do not lie to me.
Look, I wouldn't have any reason to.
If it's true, I knew nothing about it. I, too, do not lie.
Well, why'd you think your father was taking this trip?
I did not question. Neil told me he had business in Corpus Christi.
Well, then Hallstaff lied to you. The newspapers will tell you why your father took the trip. Here, look at this. Importer and fleet owner narrowly escapes death in explosion aboard his own ship. Now, who'd think of scuttling with the aged owner taking the risk himself, huh?
Darling, it's very difficult when in a few minutes 2 men you love become suddenly criminals. I am only daughter. I not question my father. If he did this thing, he did it with reason. Now, what would you have me to do?
Well, first stop looking at me as if I started it all. I'm sorry. Honestly, I am. It was clear to me now that she wasn't lying. To hide my embarrassment, I read through the newspaper accounts of the sinking again while she recovered herself. There were air photographs of the huge oil slick the sinking ship had left on the surface, the only reminder now that the hatch covers had drifted away. The lack of wreckage was mentioned in the stories, and I remembered Al Rhoda worrying about ballast and displacement. I looked up the number of a local chemist, and I made a phone call.
Hello?
Listen, Doc, this may sound like a silly question, but it could be important. Does crude rubber float?
Crude rubber? Do you mean perhaps latex?
Yeah, whatever you call it. The way it comes into the country, wrapped in rattan, will it float?
Oh, specific gravity
I think. It decreases as the temperature rises. You see, normally specific gravity is a little less than that of water. Yeah.
It would float.
Yeah, it floats.
In the hold of a sunken ship, with a hatch partly open, it would force its way out and come to the surface?
Yeah, it floats.
Yeah, but it didn't. Thanks. Am I?
Yes.
How many warehouses does Malay Traders have here in Savannah?
Only the two.
Here on the waterfront, huh? Was anything moved out of them last night? After the ship left?
No. Nothing was moved. Mr. Dollar, what does this mean?
Am I want you to wait here in the office for your father. When he comes, I want you to tell him that I'll be waiting for him in one of the warehouses and that I know the truth. The Malay Trader warehouses were closed for the day, but my foot in a window opened them. Both were stacked high with imported goods, and I picked my way through everything from lychee nuts to ivory back scratches. In the second one, hidden behind a wall of cotton Ceylon tea, I found what I was looking for. They were unlabeled wood crates. I opened one, and the resilient mass inside was crude rubber, still on dry land and still insured.
All right, Dollar, hold it.
Hold what, Holstaff? There's nothing left to hold.
What do you mean by that?
That for me, everything is finished, wound up. Time for the law. Unless you can make another switch with that rubber before they get here.
You mean that rubber in the crate?
Yeah.
Been here for over a year.
Ah, come on. Let's not waste time. You and Pila and I know there wasn't any rubber in number 2 hold. You saved it to sell after you got paid off for losing it. But I'll let the experts prove it.
What experts?
Oh, they got all kinds. You know, one group is going to nail you for murder.
That's very funny.
That's very funny. So is a penknife a funny murder weapon. But I found one on the Malay Trader on the deck near number 2 hold.
So you've got a penknife, huh?
Yeah. With a pearl handle and a silver anchor on it. You know, I guess at least 100 seamen would testify under oath that it's yours. I know I will. I only wish I could be 15 people when you hit the courtroom. The jury, the prosecuting attorney, the star witness, and the sentencing judge.
Well, you won't see me in a courtroom.
How do they execute down here, huh? Gallows, electric chair, gas chamber, what? Come on, tell me. Or do I have to look it up?
They'll have to have more than they've got.
They got plenty. All I have to do is match up the weapon with the wound.
Look, Dollar, I don't scare easy. I could make a confession, and it still wouldn't hold without a body.
What do you mean without a body?
They gotta have a body. Anyone knows that.
You're getting ahead of yourself, Holstaff. Did I say they didn't have a body? Huh? Do you think those Coast Guard helicopter and blimp crews are blind?
Keep going, Dollar.
You think a guy who's been a Marine investigator as long as Al Rhoda had went around without figuring how to do his job even after he was dead?
What are you talking about?
What do you think he wore around his middle? A money belt or a life belt that would keep him afloat? You're stupid, Holstaff.
Give me the knife, Dollar.
It's not only a knife. It's Exhibit A. And the prosecution will want it.
Give me the knife, Dollar. I'll kill you if I have to.
You don't want to shoot me, Holstaff. How do you know I've got the knife with me? Huh? How do you know I haven't left it someplace with a note to the police?
Stand still. Now get your hands out to the side. Now hold them there. All right, now keep your hands still. Now just turn around. Don't move.
It wasn't time for Queensbury rules. He was close to me, and I used my feet. The first one landed on his shin. In the same movement, I fell forward on my hands and kicked out with both feet. Two sea boots into the solar plexus would have stopped an ordinary man. And after I gave him a couple more... The big chief mate turned into just that. An ordinary man. I turned Halstaff over to the police along with the murder weapon and the results of my bluff. They took it from there to a confession. Mr. Peeler was cleared of responsibility for Al Roder's murder, but is now being held on conspiracy to defraud. I hope since the policy on the remaining cargo of rubber can now be canceled, Intercontinental is minimizing the monetary loss in Singapore. To you, the loss is a little more than $100,000 and an operative. I have lost a friend. Expense account item 2, $63. Getting my foot on a bar and my chin off my chest while waiting for a train to take me out of Savannah. Item 3, $80. Transportation Savannah to Hot. Item 4, $10. Public stenographer who took the dictation on this expense account. Item 5, entertainment. Same public stenographer who spent the evening proving that socially she didn't take dictation. Also that she was no good at making me forget what I want so badly to forget. The face of Al Roder. Expense account total? Skip it. This one is on me. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, stars Edmund O'Brien in the title role and is written by Paul Dudley and Gil Dowd, with music by Leith Stevens. Edmund O'Brien can currently be seen starring in Harry M. Popkins' United Artists production, DOA. Featured in our cast were Lillian Byas, Barton Yarborough, William Conrad, Elliot Reed, and Robert Griffin. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, is produced and directed by Jaime Del Valle. Join us again next week when Edmund O'Brien returns in another adventure of
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
The Case of the Oblivious Angels. A true story of manhunt in Tennessee and Georgia is to be dramatized on Gangbusters this Saturday night. The story will have narration by the chief of police who directed the successful search for the bandits. So for a half hour of real adventure, as experienced by our forces combating crime, listen in this Saturday on most of these same CBS network stations to Gangbusters' story, The Case of the Oblivious Angels. This is Roy Rowan speaking. This is CBS, where yours truly, Johnny Dollar, meets adventure every Friday night. The Columbia Broadcasting System.
Time now for Edmund O'Brien as Johnny Dollar.
Dollar, thank goodness I found you.
Why, what's up?
You've got to leave for New York, Dollar, immediately. A policyholder, he's afraid for his life.
Here we go again. Who's he afraid of?
Well, he wouldn't say over the telephone. All I know is, to us, he's worth $100,000 alive.
Well, that makes it simple. He must be afraid of somebody to whom he's worth $100,000 dead. Edmund O'Brien in a transcribed adventure of the man with the action-packed expense account. America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to Home Office, American Continental Life Insurance Company, Hartford, Connecticut. The following is an accounting of my expenditures fulfilling your assignment as a bodyguard. The body being that of your late policyholder, Robert W. Perry. Expense account. Item 1, fare on night train, Hartford to New York, $3.65. Expense account item 2, $1.80 taxi to Lower Manhattan following morning to offices Perry and Van Bruten, importers, arriving as promised at exactly 9 a.m.
Good morning. May I help you?
Yes, you certainly can. My name is Johnny Dollar. I have an appointment with Mr. Perry for 9 o'clock.
Oh, yes. From the insurance company. Well, you're right on time.
Yes, they told me I'd better be, and I'm glad that I am.
Mr. Perry just came in. He's alone and waiting for you. I'll buzz him that you're here.
Thanks.
Come on, Dad!
What was left of your policyholder, Mr. Perry, was just sliding out of a swivel chair as I hit the room. The top of his desk had erupted, and splinters of mahogany pointed their sharp fingers upward through lazy circles of smoke, swirling toward the ceiling. The buzzer from his secretary's desk had been rigged to a booby trap.
Oh, no. Mr. Perry.
Stay away from him. Come on, there's nothing you can do. He's dead.
Oh. What happened? What happened? Whatever happened?
Let's go. Let's get back out of here. Here you are. Sit down. I'll get you a drink of water. Come on, drink this.
There's a doctor on the 3rd floor. Shall I call him?
Never mind the doctor. Go call the police. Nobody gets in here till they arrive. Now, the rest of you, go on, run along, beat it, will you? And have the building superintendent turn off that alarm. Okay, miss. Now, take it easy.
It was all so sudden. What happened?
Well, that's not hard to figure out. Somebody wanted to give your boss, Mr. Perry, a shortcut through life. So whoever it was figured out that a secretary would never buzz a boss unless he was at his desk. They rigged up a bomb somewhere in his desk that would go off when you buzzed him.
Oh, then I killed him.
Now, wait a minute, will you? Wait a minute. Don't go hysterical on me. There's excitement enough, and there'll be more when the police get here, so you keep cool.
But I did it. You saw me do it.
Look, honey, the way you put it, I killed him by coming in here and giving you my name so you would buzz him. And I was here to protect him. So drop it, will you?
I'm sorry.
Now tell me, what about yesterday? Was Perry here?
Yes, all day.
What time was it when you last used the buzzer?
Why, right up to the last minute, about 5:30.
Who left the office first?
Oh, Mr. Perry, he always leaves first. I lock up.
From the looks of things, you should have used more locks last night. Somebody got in here to do some wiring. Oh, I forgot that fire alarm. Look, before the police arrived, do you know why I was sent here?
Oh, yes. Mr. Perry felt that his life was in danger. He thought that, well, with a $100,000 policy, the insurance company would do everything they could to help keep him alive.
Well, we didn't have much of a chance, did we? What was he afraid of?
I don't know.
Okay. Tell me, what were his other appointments for today?
Well, he only had 2. His partner, Mr. Van Bruten, at 11, and later he
No,
had
one at a time, please. Van Bruten. Anything special about their meeting?
Oh, yes, Mr. Van Bruten arrived just yesterday from Holland.
Oh, you mean there was a branch of this firm in Holland?
Oh,
huh?
yes. Mr. Perry was buying out Van Bruten's interest. They had a final meeting at Van Bruten's hotel last night.
I see.
Van Bruten was coming by this morning to pick up his money.
Cash?
No, a cashier's check. The bank is to deliver it here at 10:30.
Well, Perry's other appointment, who is that?
Christine, his wife.
Now she tells me. Christine, the beneficiary.
Yes, she wouldn't have been the beneficiary in about another 2 weeks. They were getting a divorce.
Thanks for the motive. You don't like her.
Well, I didn't mean it that way.
Well, how about Perry? Did you like him? Okay, here's an easier one. What's your name?
Susan Gates. Now, isn't that about enough?
Okay, Susan, you better save your voice. During the next few hours, you're going to have to do a lot of talking.
I've been everywhere else. Is the fire in here?
Well, you'll have to stick around. When the cops get here, somebody will get burned. The firemen should have stuck around because the cops arrived in a blaze of glory. It was a very high-class investigation, 2 lieutenants. Finally, after about an hour, the police photographer ran out of flash bulbs, the office of the deceased ran out of fingerprints, and the lieutenants ran out of questions. So the on-the-scene phase of the investigation was closed. At about 5 minutes of 11, I left the police packing up their notebooks, their clues, and the body, and went into the outer office. Susan looked like she could use a big, broad shoulder to weep on, but unfortunately, I was wearing my light gray suit. About then, a dark blue suit and a deep green voice entered the room from the corridor.
There. There's a fellow out here says he belongs here. His name is Van Bruten.
What do you think? His name is on the door you just opened.
Oh. Well, now, my name happens to be Murphy, and it's on bids all over the country. But that don't mean I'm stuffed with feathers, does it?
Well, never cross tongues with an Irishman. All right, send him in, officer.
All right, you can go in.
There's a policeman out there. There's trouble here? I am Bramer van Bruten. Where is Mr. Perry?
What?
He is waiting for me, no?
No.
But my appointment...
He's not keeping any. He's dead.
Dead? This is not possible. Last night I saw him. He was well. What happened?
He was hit by a buzz bomb.
A buzz bomb?
Oh, please.
You mean there was foul play?
Yes, it was very foul.
Oh, please. I may sit down. My first visit in all these years since before the war. It was to be so happy. But now tragedy like this. He was a good man, a good partner.
I understand that as of last night, you were no longer partners.
Yeah. I am glad you mentioned that. I realize, of course, that it is indelicate to speak of such things as money at a time like this, but that is why I am here, to receive my payment.
Just because Perry got his, there's no reason for you not getting yours, huh?
Oh, but you misunderstand me. I am deeply grieved, but, well, since the transaction was consummated, what is there to do? A delay would be a needless waste of money. I have already paid for passage back to Antwerp tomorrow.
Your check is here, Mr. Van Bruten.
Oh.
Here you are.
Thank you. In all of my years of business, this is indeed the saddest moment.
Yeah. Well, if I didn't have some work to do, I'd sit down with you, and we'd all have a good cry. Expense account item 3, 90 cents. Phone call to the home office.
Mr. Gordon's office.
Look, honey, this is Johnny Dollar. I want to speak to Mr. Gordon. While I'm telling him what I've got to tell him, maybe you'd better sit there in his lap with some smelling salts.
I'm not that type of a secretary. Besides, he doesn't have a lap.
Hello, Dollar. How are you making out?
Out? About $100,000.
What's that?
Yeah. You know, you should have sent me earlier. Somebody turned Mr. Perry into a firecracker just after I got here. He's dead.
Oh, that's bad news. Big policy.
Yeah, what I want to know is, shall I stay on the case?
Well, certainly, Dollar, by all means. Is there a chance of proving suicide? There's a non-payment clause.
Yeah, to make this one a suicide, there'd have to be a Santa Claus. Nobody could hate himself enough to do it this way.
What are the fraud possibilities?
Fair, there's an estranged wife. She's the beneficiary, but she wouldn't have been in a couple of weeks. Divorce coming up. I'll start with her.
All right, Dollar. Good luck. But watch those expenses.
Why, Gordon, I'm surprised. I think an insurance man would be the first to want to see a fellow live a little. Christine Perry's apartment was on Sutton Place overlooking the East River. I took the elevator up to the 24th floor, and there I discovered that our garden-fresh widow was living high in more ways than one. Everything about the place was French. The maid who led me into the living room through a long foyer, the decor, and the perfume which reminded you that breathing can be fun. I looked up from enjoying my nose to see Mrs. Perry looking down hers.
Mr. Dollar,
Mrs. Perry.
I believe we can dispense with the social amenities. You're an insurance investigator, interested in the death of my husband. So naturally, you're here because you've jumped to the conclusion that I killed him.
You're the one that's jumping to conclusions, lady. And careful you don't break your leg.
What do you want? The policy's in order. Premiums are fully paid.
You know, I'm not quite sure what I want. I know that you've got a great motive. So far, the only motive I've found.
You haven't had much time to look, have you?
Check. This is my first stop. Maybe you can help me. Do you know anyone who would be happier with your husband out of the way?
I know very little about my husband's friends. For that matter, his activities for the past 6 months. That's when I left him.
Well, that's not much help for either of us. You know, without someone else to suspect, I may just have to concentrate on you.
Mr. Dollar, I picked the men I want to concentrate on me.
I hope you're as long on alibis as you are short on temper. Where were you last night?
With a friend, Al Donovan. For a while, the same place my husband was. And I have witnesses to prove who was with him. Anybody at the Clover Club can tell you.
Save me a trip. I can't afford the prices they get over there.
Certainly. A pleasure. My husband was with his beautiful little secretary, Susan Gates.
Well, I wouldn't be more surprised if your late husband walked through that door and said...
All right, mister, that's enough.
Al!
Yeah.
How much did you hear?
I'm a big guy, baby, 6'4". I've got big ears to match.
Al, please.
Would this be Mr. Donovan, your companion of last evening?
I'm getting you out of here, Christine.
Al, you don't know what you're saying.
You lie to me. How can I help you if you lie to me? You call me stupid. The way you're playing this, you'll alibi yourself right into a cell. Now, I'm getting you out of
What
here.
are you doing to me, Al? You're crazy.
Come on.
She's right. You are stupid, Donovan. She was doing just fine till you dropped in.
Mister, you've been asking a lot of questions. Now I'm going to give you one answer. All right, Christine. So much for the wise guy. Now about you and your alibi. You wasn't with me at the Clover Club last night. And if it's so easy to prove that your husband was there with his secretary, who were you there with? Remember, baby, you told me you were going to be with your husband.
When Al measured me for that swing, I measured my chances with him. To me, he looked like one of those corporate assets of Murder Incorporated. So I rolled with the punch and kept my eyes closed and ears open. What I heard was Christine's alibi flying out the window, Mr. Donovan giving her a few loving cuffs, and finally, the pair of them flying out the door. Just then, the noon whistle blew somewhere in New York, and I decided to allow myself the luxury of 1 full minute for lunch. We'll return to the second act of Johnny Dollar. But first... And now we return to the second act of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Edmund O'Brien. I spent the minute I took out for lunch eating a handful of Mrs. Perry's bonbons on the run. I hit the street just in time to see Donovan pushing Christine Perry into a cream-colored convertible. When they got rolling, I piled into an even yellower vehicle with a meter on it and started off crosstown playing tag through traffic. At 57th and Broadway, things got complicated. My cab was 3 cars behind them when a red light flashed them to a stop. Then the door of their car flew open, Christine dashed out across the street, and melted into the river of humanity flowing down into the subway. Since Al Donovan didn't follow her, I followed him. When he finally pulled to a stop, he took 2 chances. He parked in a no-parking zone and walked straight into the building beside it, a police station.
This is Mr. Dollar, Lieutenant. He's been waiting for you.
Well?
My name is Johnny Dollar, Lieutenant. Here are my credentials.
Insurance, huh?
Yeah, the Perry murder in particular.
You've come to the right place, Dollar. A man named Donovan just walked in here and made a full confession.
He what?
That's right. My clerk's just typing it up. In the meantime, the gentleman is down in the tank having a bite of lunch on the city.
He confessed. Well, does his story add up?
As far as I know, I haven't heard too much about the case myself. It's not in my precinct.
Yeah, but what did he use for a motive?
Jealousy. Says he's in love, wanted to marry Perry's wife.
Did he say how he managed it?
Yeah, he stole a key to the office from the wife's apartment, entered the building last night, and wired the bomb to the buzzer system.
Well, I guess guys do a lot of strange things in the name of love.
It looks like Donovan did.
Yeah, he either killed the man or he's trying to cover up for someone who did. Say, Lieutenant, don't execute him for a couple of days, will you? I spent the rest of the afternoon downtown in the offices of Perry and Van Bruten, importers. The partners' correspondents told me 2 things. They had been extremely friendly, and Van Bruten was extremely bald. Perry had been sending him toupees from a famous Hollywood makeup firm. At 4:30, I got to the employment files, which rocked me with 2 minor explosions of their own. First, I learned that Al Donovan had been employed over a period of years as Perry's bodyguard, and that he had been canned the day before the murder. That confession of his, which had been a little hard to swallow, was suddenly more digestible. On top of this came blast number 2. The employment application of Perry's secretary, Miss Susan Gates, informed me that during the war, she had worked in a munitions plant, her specialty, wiring bomb fuses. When Miss Susan Gates reached home at 8:30, she found a visitor, me.
Oh. How did you get in here?
Professional secret.
Oh, you scared me. What do you want? Why did you come here this way?
I wanted to bring you the good news. I heard on the radio that Al Donovan confessed to Perry's murder.
Al? I can't believe it.
Why not? Who do you like for the spot?
Why, Christine. Al is covering up for her.
Well, I'd like to agree with you. If it turns out that Christine wound up her husband's life with a bang, the company that hired me saves $100,000. But I don't know. She claims she has all kinds of alibis. One of them is you.
Me?
Yeah. Did you see her at the Clover Club last night?
Well, yes,
Yeah. I know who you were with. Your boss.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No. I'm not preaching a sermon. I want to know who she was with.
I don't know. A man I'd never seen before. Mr. Perry knew him, but he wouldn't tell me who he was.
Why not?
I don't know. He said I might get the wrong idea.
About what?
I don't know. We didn't sit there and talk about it all night, so why should we sit here and talk about it all night?
All right. Good heavens, when a census taker shows up and asks a lot of questions, people answer them. When an investigator tries to do his job, they make the proverbial clam look like a blabbermouth.
Look, Mr. Dollar, believe me. This has been a greater shock to me than to anyone else.
Yes, excepting, of course, your late employer, Mr. Perry. How long did you work for him?
4 years.
Where'd you work before then?
Well, I worked...
Let me help you. Bombs, huh? Wiring fuses. Remember?
All right. I remember.
Good. Maybe you'll remember a little more. Let's go back to last night. The guy with Christine Perry, who was he?
I tell you, I don't know.
Was it Van Bruten?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
I'll get that.
No, I'll go.
Just make sure you don't keep going. Susan! When Susan snapped the spring lock to open the door, the gun outside opened up. The first slug caught her in the left shoulder, spinning her out of the way of the rest of them. It was getting monotonous. Every time a buzzer went off, things started booming. Susan was sprawled out on the floor in front of the door, and to open it, I had to move her. By the time I did, the hallway outside was empty. Okay, now take it easy. Come on. Won't start hurting for a couple of minutes. We'll have a doctor here by then. He'll give you something. Please, try to keep calm. Here, what? I'll throw my coat over here. Now, try not to move.
You're going to ruin this rug.
Never mind the rug. What we want to worry about is who tried to ruin you.
What'll they do to me?
What'll who do to you?
They'll arrest me.
They don't arrest people for getting shot. You have any idea who it was?
That man in the office this morning. The one who picked up the check.
Van Bruten?
No, he wasn't Van Bruten.
He was a phony?
Yeah.
And you still gave him that check?
Yes.
Well, I won't ask you why. You gave him that check and then tried to blackmail him. Is that right?
They'll arrest me.
I wouldn't be surprised. Who is this guy? Where can I find him? Come on, don't pass out on me now. His name, quick, come on.
Then Sam.
Where's he live?
Marsden Hotel.
Under his own name?
No, I don't.
I don't blame you. I could use a few moments of unconsciousness myself. The Marsden Hotel didn't have a Dutch name on the register. So I got a hold of the housekeeper and found out how many rooms her staff hadn't been able to make up all day because of no disturb signs on their doors. And then I went a-calling at those particular rooms. On the 9th floor, I wakened one old maid. On the 7th, I startled a bunch of poker players who thought they were being raided. And on the 4th, I struck the door of 427 and the jackpot.
Who's there? Don't you see the sign? I do not wish to be disturbed.
Sorry, I must have the wrong room. I started up the hall after the fire axe. When I got to it, I changed my mind. Out of the few things I learned about this guy, Van Sant, was that he loved to shoot people through doors. So I decided against trying to chop his down. Then I remembered the way those people came pouring out of those offices earlier in the day when they heard that fire alarm. So I picked up the little red hammer next to the big red fire axe, broke the little glass window, pulled the little brass hook, and set off a big brassy noise. And then I rushed back to 427.
Fire! Fire! Hey, fire! Fire! There's the fire.
Right here in my eyes, sweetheart.
Why you come here, you wish you don't?
Never mind the dresser. You're through shooting guns. What do you think, Van Sant? You want to try some more?
You cannot make me stay here. So fire, we will all die.
You'll look good barbecued, but I'll make a deal with you. You talk, and if I like what I hear, I'll show you how to get out of here alive.
How I know this?
You don't think I'm going to stay here and fry, do you? And if you don't start flapping that tongue in a hurry, I'll probably just tie you to a chair and run. So first, where is the real Van Bruten?
You will find him in the bedroom.
Yeah? He'd better be alive. He's out cold. What's the matter with him?
He will be all right. He's under sedatives.
Where did this identity switch start? Come on, hurry up, talk. I smell smoke.
I knew Van Bruten from Antwerp. I know about the sale of his interests. I know the girl in the office here had never seen Van Bruten. Look, we go now.
Don't get up. Come on, keep talking. I can feel it getting warm in here.
Oh, the firefighters. We will be saved.
Don't be too sure. They always start at the top floor and work their way down. Come on, I can hear those flames crackling.
You know the rest. Last night, when the transaction was all finished with Perry, I gave to Van Bruten some sedative in his cocoa.
So you set up that bomb so Perry'd get it before you showed up to pick up the check, huh?
Yeah, I told you that. How the girl knows I am an imposter, I don't know.
Well, let me tell you. She's been sending old Van Bruten toupees for the last 4 years. Gray ones, my red-headed friend.
I can stand up now. We go out from here, no? We go out from here, no?
Yes, out cold. Expense account, item 4, $1.40. Night letter informing you that American Continental would have to meet payment of claim to Mrs. Christine Perry, innocent widow of the insured. The only thing she was guilty of was trying to stay on the right side of a hot-tempered boyfriend. She lied about who she was with at the Clover Club, not to fix herself an alibi, but to keep Al Donovan from learning that she'd been out with another man. That man being the real Mr. Van Bruten, who had only taken her out to try to talk her into reconciling with his friend, her husband. Expense account item 5, $100. Fine for turning in a false alarm, which, since you're paying it with me, is just fine. Expense account total, $463. Yours, truly, Johnny Dollar. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, stars Edmund O'Brien in the title role and is written by Paul Dudley and Gil Dowd, with music composed and conducted by Leith Stevens. Featured in our cast were Walter Burke, Gene Bates, Joe Duvall, Ted DeCorsia, Joyce McCluskey, and Raymond Burr. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, is produced and directed by Jaime Del Valle. Beginning next week, we are moving to a new time and day, and we hope you'll join us on Tuesday evenings when Edmund O'Brien returns in another transcribed adventure of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. You, Mrs. Bloom, Molly Goldberg's famous invitation to fun in the Bronx now echoes across the country each Saturday night on CBS. It's the same fine brand of comedy mixed with a tear now and then that's made Molly and her whole family, Jake, Sammy, Rosalie, and the others, favorites for many years. CBS invites you to hear the Goldbergs on most of these same CBS stations this Saturday and every Saturday. This is Roy Rowan speaking. Disaster is no respecter of persons, and it can strike any time. But your Red Cross never sleeps. It has to be ready constantly in case of an emergency. This is your protection. Keep it strong. Now is the time to support Red Cross for your sake. Remember, for every dollar you gave before, this year add a quarter more. If you gave Red Cross $10 last year, this year give it $12.50. Give gladly. Join Red Cross. This is CBS, where yours truly, Johnny Dollar, meets adventure next Tuesday night, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
From Hollywood, it's time now for
Johnny Dollar.
I have your call to Hartford, Connecticut, Mr. Dollar. One moment, please.
Thanks, operator. Hello?
Pat McCracken.
Hi, Pat. Johnny Dollar.
Oh, good. Still out on the West Coast, Johnny?
Practically.
Did you clear up that Kincaid matter?
Mailed you the final report 2 days ago.
Oh, good. Now sit tight, because I think I'll have another case for you out there.
Yeah? Well, I've got one all lined up for myself. I just want to get your okay for an expense account.
Oh, that depends. Who holds the policy?
Holds several policies with the companies that you serve.
Who is he? Or is it a she?
Oh, it's a he, all right. The most important client I know.
Who, Johnny?
And certainly the one deserving the most attention.
Well, who is it?
Me, Pat.
What?
Me.
Bob Bailey in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar. To the Universal Adjustment Bureau, Hartford, Connecticut. Attention, Mr. Pat McCracken. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of and participation in the yours truly matter. Item 1, $34. Transportation and all the incidentals I could think of. Los Angeles to Las Vegas, Nevada. I needed a couple of days of relaxation after that Kincaid affair. Item 2, $31.40 for my room at the Flamingo Hotel, plus 2 fancy meals and a couple of drinks to go with them. Item 3, 85-cent phone call to my old pal Buster Favor down at Lake Mojave Resort on the Colorado River.
Sure glad to hear your voice again, Johnny. Coming down here for some fishing?
Buster, how did you guess?
Big lunker bass are practically jumping into the boat.
How big?
3 to 6 pounds.
Ah, I did that well on the Flamingo boat yesterday on Lake Mead.
Then I'll arrange for some bigger ones that stand by and wait for you. Want me to drive over and pick you up?
No, I like to be independent, so I'll rent a car here.
Well, in that case, wait for me.
Huh?
I've got to have 3 or 4 days' work done on my car at a garage there in Vegas.
So?
So I'll drive on up, leave my car, and you and I can come back here together in yours. And when you've had your fill of fishing...
Okay, Buster, it's a deal. See you when you get here. Item 4, $100 deposit on a rental car, a shiny new air-conditioned Cadillac. And remember, Pat, one of your companies holds the insurance on it. Item 5, $21.70 for drinks and a big dinner with Buster when he arrived. It was quite late when we hit Route 95 for the drive down to Lake Mojave Resort across the desert. It was still hot after the day's high temperature of 118.
You driving so fast to keep up the breeze, Johnny? You ought to take it a little easier. They patrol these roads pretty good, you know.
Are you kidding? I haven't seen a car in nearly 10 miles.
Yeah, and you mightn't see one of those law boys until he's right up on top of you.
Oh, Buster, you mean they hide on the side road?
No, not hide. They patrol some of them.
Hey, where do all those side roads go, Buster? Some of them are a little more than wagon trails.
Mostly to old mines, Johnny. Some of them 10, 15, 20 miles away up in the hills. Some of them being worked, some of them just... Now, look.
Yeah?
Over to your right. You see those lights? Look like they're on the side of the mountain?
Oh, yeah.
That's Haley's tungsten mine up there. Real big operation. A few miles ahead, one of my old friends has a mine. He works it for, Uh-oh.
What's the matter?
Look in the rear view mirror. I see some other lights.
Oh, hey, if you think we're stepping along, that guy behind us is certainly... Uh-oh.
Yeah, that flashing red light above the corner of his windshield means a highway patrol car. Also means you better stop.
Well, it isn't as though I'd been driving all over the road.
It's as though you haven't been keeping a sharp enough eye on the speedometer. Okay, start thinking up excuses, Johnny, and they'd better be good.
Oh, no, I'll take it like a man. Shall we get out and greet the minion of the law?
Oh, no, don't. He might think you're trying to pull something. And those laddies carry guns. Just sit here calmly, eyes front, and try to look innocent.
Yeah.
All right, boys.
Huh? Oh, there's nothing in the back seat, officer. What?
That's right, mister. Nothing but me. And this.
Hey, now, wait a minute. You're not... Hey, Johnny.
Yeah. I take it that thing's loaded.
That's right. Now get going.
You were flashing that red light.
Flashlight. Fooled you pretty good, didn't I?
You were making like the highway patrol, and man, is that against the law.
You think that's bad? Just wait till you see what I've got for you. I'll start her up.
Hey, look, mister.
Don't argue with a gun, Buster.
Yeah. Buster, remember that. And remember it's aimed right at the back of your head. Now get going, you.
Sure. Here we go.
Whoopsie! Watch it, will you? What's the idea of backing up that way?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's a rental car. I guess I'm not used to it.
Well, watch it.
Sure, yes, sir. Here now.
Take it real slow, buddy, and no funnies, or I'll pull this trigger first and figure it out afterwards.
Yes, sir. You're the boss.
You bet I am.
Well, what happens now?
Just keep going straight ahead. When I want you to turn off, I'll tell you.
Where do you think you're taking us, mister?
Where you guys will be a long, long time getting back to civilization. And by then, I'll be loaded and out of the state.
Just a plain stick-up, huh?
Yeah, that's right. Modern style.
Well, look now, just because we're driving a big car
If
doesn't
you
mean...
got dough enough to gamble big money in Vegas and rent a big car, you got enough for me. You and a few others I'll take over before the night's over.
Unless you get tagged first. This car will be plenty easy to identify.
You'll find this car back where I stopped you. If you ever get there.
Oh, brother, I wish I had a good look at that one of yours.
Why do you suppose I pulled up behind you and didn't give you a chance to look? Now, let up on that gas.
Getting a little nervous?
Well, I just want to be sure that if I have to put a hole in the back of your heads, I can get to the wheel before this crate flips over.
Pretty smart, aren't you?
Yeah. That's why I stay alive and in the chips. Easy now. You see that little side road?
Yeah, what about it?
Turn off on it.
Why not?
Johnny?
Yeah.
It's the road to old McKinney's mine.
Who's?
McKinney. He's the one.
Look, if you guys want to talk up. Or I'll quiet you down permanently.
Talking about this lousy road is all.
Yeah, well, that's why I picked it, buddy. And take it easy. Hit these bumps too fast and this gun's liable to go off. And you wouldn't like that now, would you?
We continued up the rough, curving road on the side of the mountain, 10, 15 miles, I guess. And I could see nothing but the road itself and the shadow of the mountain ahead of us.
Turn up that air conditioning, buddy. It's a hot night.
Yeah, sure. Listen, we go much further on this road, we'll scrape off the drip pan.
You know this road?
Well, it keeps getting worse and worse is all. This car's built pretty low, you know.
Hey, take it easy, I said.
How can I? Do you hear that?
We don't stop pretty soon, we'll all get stranded out here.
Yeah, maybe you got something there. Okay, buddy, that wide spot. You turn us around and stop. And take it easy.
Okay. Now what?
Just leave the engine running and both of you get out the right-hand door.
Yeah, sure.
Now, look.
Shut up. From now on, I'm not going to waste any time. Come on, get out.
You're not going to leave us out here, I hope.
That's right. I figure the temperature's still around 100, so you're going to have to take it easy. It'll be long after daylight before you get back down the highway.
If we make it at all.
Oh, you will. If you go real slow. And if I don't have to use this on you. Now turn around, both of you. Hands up in the air.
Now, look, mister, with no water out here in this heat, it'll be murder.
It'll be murder if you try anything cute.
What?
Wait. Nearly $100.
You don't know this desert heat.
Shut up. Now you.
Okay.
Here, lower that left hand just a little. And be careful. Say, I like that watch. And that ring. Yeah. Say, you must have done all right at the gambling tables.
Well, easy come, easy go.
That's right. Well. This card fall out of your wallet?
Yeah.
Johnny Dollar, insurance investigator. Oh, boy, that's a laugh. A private dick. Just as big a sucker as anybody else.
Yeah, I'm laughing.
All right, now, boys. Walk. 10 steps, straight forward. Together.
Come on, Buster.
No, sir. Now, look, you, if you think that you're going to...
Wait a minute, Buster, don't.
No, you don't.
Why, you dirty rat.
Yeah. And one phony move out of you and you're going to get the same. Only right in the back, you hear me? Now you walk. Walk. Keep going. Walk. Walk!
Buster. Why, that dirty murdering...
Act two of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, in a moment.
While her husband was a captain assigned to a unit of the United States Air Force on the island of Okinawa, Mrs. Carolyn Pesaturo went along, but friends and build greater understanding with other people of other lands. A chance to demonstrate her convictions. Her maid, Kikuko Chibana, invited her to her home. Kikuko's mother intimated that Mrs. Pesaturo had never done a hard day's work in her life, not with a manicure job like that. Well, that did it. Carolyn Pesaturo volunteered to do a full day's work, just like any Okinawan housewife, and be no more tired at the end of the day. Bright and early one day, she found herself in the Chibana home, and after washing the breakfast dishes in cold, soapless water, she scrubbed the kitchen floor, prepared meals on a wood-burning stove, drew 25 buckets of water from the well, and worked in the fields for the rest of the day, carrying 50-pound bundles of cut rice stalks through knee-deep mud. Well, she did such a good job, she was invited back for the rice planting. But more importantly, Carolyn Pesaturo planted understanding so that others could reap the harvest of freedom, the right of all men everywhere.
And now, Act Two of Yours Truly, Johnny Dollar, and the Yours Truly Matter.
He'd overtaken Buster Favor and me on Highway 95 out in the middle of the Mojave Desert. At gunpoint, he'd made us drive my rented air-conditioned car over a rough, winding side road, miles and miles up into the mountains, and finally stopped. There, he'd ordered us out into the stifling desert heat. He'd taken our watches and money, and there, in spite of my warning, Buster had turned on him. Then, with a gun aimed at my back, he'd ordered me to walk away from the fallen man. Then he took off in our car. Buster! Hey, the dirty murdering...
Just take it easy, Johnny.
What? Buster, you're okay.
Yeah, but I sure had myself worried there for a minute. Pretty lousy shot, wasn't it?
Oh, brother, you were crazy to make a dive at him.
Only legitimate way I could think of to get down on the ground.
What are you talking about?
You see these?
I can't see a thing, but it sounds like a couple of stones.
Yeah, real sharp ones, the kind that cut a tire to ribbons out here. It's chunks of lava.
Oh, what?
I shoved them under the right front wheel.
Buster, those tires are probably self-sealing.
Sure. So just to make certain, I went to work with this old knife of mine that he didn't seem to want. When he hits a few of those washouts we went over...
Oh, good boy. But on that rough road and with power steering...
Don't you worry. He'll have to stop and change a tire before he gets very far. Rubber sealant was already leaking out fast. Meantime, we better get on after him. Come on.
Are you forgetting he still has that gun?
Johnny, I'll show you tricks for getting a man in the desert at night that you never heard of. And don't forget, he'll be the one standing in the light from his car.
If he's had to stop.
He'll be stopped. If you stumble onto any rocks about the size of a baseball, pick them up.
Oh?
Yeah, maybe I'll show you why I ought to be pitching for the New York Yankees. And while I'm occupying him from one side in the darkness, why...
Okay, Buster, let's go.
Easy. This heat'll get you faster than you think.
Then let's hope it gets him when he stops to change a tire.
That's what I'm banking on.
If he does.
Don't you worry, Johnny. He will.
Slowly, carefully, we trudged on down the side of the mountain, conserving our strength. I was glad that Buster knew the ways of the desert. A couple of times we left the winding trail to make shortcuts around big mounds and rocks, around old mine workings. And then we saw them.
Car lights, Johnny. You see?
Yeah, but they're moving down there, winding back and forth. He hasn't had to stop yet.
No, I guess it... Hey, wait a minute. Those lights are coming up the trail.
Yeah, why would he be coming back here?
I don't know. Come on, toward that little hill on the side. When he comes around it, we'll let him have a handful of rocks through the windshield.
Yeah, right.
Pick up stones, anything you can get your hands on.
Right. Hey, look, there's a good spot on that mound, huh? He won't see us, but we'll see him when he pulls around it.
We'll be practically on top of him. Here we are.
Okay, good. And don't forget, our eyes are used to the darkness. His won't be.
We'll just aim for his windshield, Johnny, with all we got.
But don't forget, he still has that gun.
Once we stop him, we'll have the advantage. With a cracked-up windshield, he won't be able to drive, and as long as it stays nice and dark... You listen.
Yeah, I am listening.
That's no Cadillac.
That sure isn't.
You think maybe he's nailed somebody else down on the highway and is bringing him up here?
He hasn't had time to get halfway down there yet.
Well, then who is...
Buster, I'm going to jump down and hail him.
But if it is him...
I have to take that chance.
Johnny, wait! That's Zeke!
Hey, stop! Hey, you, stop, will you, please?
Now, what the howling tarnation are you doing out here? What's the matter? You get lost or something?
Hey, listen, mister. Did you pass a big sedan on the way up this road?
Now, wait a minute, young fella. Just who are you?
Mac! Hey, Mac! Mac McKinney!
Huh? Who's that?
That's Buster, can't you see?
Buster Faber?
That's right.
Well, hey, you gone crazy or something? Wandering around out here this time of night?
Look, never mind that. I asked you about a car. Did you pass him?
Pass him? I helped him out. Just below that last hill
What do
there.
you mean?
Well, he had a flat tire, so I helped him put on his spare.
You what?
City dude, having a lot of trouble with the heat, so I give him a hand.
Oh, no.
And he give me a 10-spot for my trouble.
Doggone it, Mac. That guy stole our car and money from us and left us up on the mountain.
No kidding.
Who's kidding?
Well, well, then, maybe I done right at that.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I've been worrying about it ever since I left them down there.
What are you talking about, Mac?
Well, I got an instinct.
Yeah?
The same kind of instinct about everything that I got about finding
Mac.
a gold mine. Buster, don't you tell the government. But I have took over 40,000 worth of ore out of my mine
Mac.
up there since the turn of the year.
Yeah, well, go on with whatever it is you were getting at.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, well, instinct. Now, you take my gate down at the end of the road.
Oh, Mac.
That wasn't closed when you come up here, was it?
No, come to think of it, I wondered about that. But now, Mac...
Usually, when I go into Vegas, like tonight, I close it. But you know something? Tonight, I clean forgot.
All right, Mac, get to the point, will you please?
Well, the point being that I did lock up the gate when I come off the highway just now.
Oh?
And I clean forgot to tell that fella I locked it after I fixed his tire.
Wait a minute, Mac, wait a minute. You mean he can't get back on the highway?
He sure can't.
And he can't break down that gate?
Not without wrecking his car.
All right, then.
That's what I was worrying about on the way up the hill.
All right, now listen.
Should I go back on down and let him out or not?
Will you listen, Mac,
But
please?
then I remembered that bulge in his coat pocket like a gun.
It was a gun, all right.
Yes, sir. And my instinct
Mac,
told
please,
me...
I don't care what your
Told
instinct...
me I'd better get back to the mine and telephone the county police on account of maybe he'd been prowling around
Telephone.
my mine.
Look, Mac, you've got a phone at the mine?
Son, I got everything up there. Electric...
How far is it?
On this road, about 3 miles.
All right, then listen.
But
Listen.
walking across that ridge, not more than a half mile.
Good. Can you make it on foot?
I ain't been wandering around these hills the past 41 years for nothing.
Then, brother, go to it.
Huh?
Buster and I'll take the Jeep.
Well, now,
You go up
son.
to the mine and call the police. Tell them to set up roadblocks, whatever they want to do. And stop a 1956 Chevy. It's gray and white, license CGJ158. You got that?
Sure. CGJ158, a gray and white... Now,
Look, Mac, I'll
wait.
pay you for the use of this Jeep. Anything you like. $50, $100.
Oh, yeah?
He's not kidding, Mac.
Huh? You sure? You know him, Buster?
His word's as good as mine, better, and he's kind of a lawman.
Oh, well... now, why didn't you
So
tell
get
me...
on up there to that mine.
Yeah,
fast as
please.
You can.
Will
Tell
you?
the police what happened to us. Give them that description. 1956 Chevy CGJ158. That's the car the crook is using.
Got it.
And you then go to it.
Right, Buster.
Come on,
One
Buster.
more way.
Yeah.
Right?
And you better let me drive.
Okay, if you like.
Okay. Now, hold on to your seat, and I'll show you how one of these things can really take these roads.
What do you mean? You've only hit the road every 20 feet so far.
Hold on, Johnny. You ain't seen nothing.
Buster wasn't kidding. And Mac's old Jeep would have put a mountain goat to shame. To this day, it's a wonder to me how he ever held the thing together. To say nothing of how we managed to stay aboard. You think 90 miles an hour on the open road is a thrill? You should try 20 per on that old wagon trail.
Hey, wait a minute.
Wait, nothing. We gotta catch up on that guy.
No, what I mean is, how'd you ever know the make and license of his car? There wasn't enough light when he stopped just to see a thing.
Why do you suppose I put the car into reverse when we started?
Huh?
Doing that turned on the backup lights.
Backup light?
Sure. Gave me a good look at his car in the rearview mirror.
Johnny, you're all right.
Oh! Hey, how much more of this is there?
We ought to get to the gate any minute.
The gate? Buster, we ought to be shot.
What's the matter?
Oh, Mac didn't give us the key to that gate. We'll be locked in as well as that bandit.
Well, you don't think he's just going to be sitting there, do you?
Oh, yeah, you're right. He'll have to go on to his own car on foot.
Which gives us more time, Johnny, to take advantage. Now, look.
No, you look.
Huh? Oh.
Yeah. Either he didn't see the gate or he tried to plow right through it.
And look what it did to that nice car. Come on.
Okay. Over this way, Buster.
All right?
Stay out of the Jeep's headlights. Circle around. He may still be in that car.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right. Okay, we'll take it easy. And pick up a rock or two.
I'm way ahead of you, brother.
I don't see any sign of him.
No. He's probably hoofing it down the highway to his own car. We're going to take no chances.
Right.
That gun of his looked pretty... Right, easy now.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Well, he's gone.
Yeah. Oh, brother, what he's done to this car. Somebody's going to pay a pretty penny.
The insurance company. But come on. We'd better light out after him.
We'll use the Jeep.
But, Buster, if this big car couldn't knock down
We'll
that
drive
gate...
off the road and cut through the fence if old Mac had a pair of pliers in the toolbox. Come on.
There were pliers in the toolbox, all right. And a pair of wire cutters, too. But it took us longer than it should have to find a place where even the Jeep could navigate through the fence. Finally, though, we got out on the highway. All right, not too fast, Buster. If he's still on foot, I want to be sure we see him first.
You know what I'd like to see?
What's that?
The lights from a couple of patrol cars coming this way.
You think they'd have time to get there, even if Mac phoned them right away?
Yeah, that's true. But where's our little pal with a gun? We ought to come on his car pretty soon.
Unless he's already got to it and taken off.
I just don't think so, Johnny. He'd try to move too fast in this heat, he'd collapse. Must be somewhere along this highway. Hide, maybe, under one of those storm bridges along there.
No, I think he's too smart for that. With a racket like his, he has to keep moving. Maybe he's bummed a ride back to his car. Is on his merry way again.
Well, we'll soon find out. The place he stopped is right ahead, on the curve behind that hill, just beyond that next bridge.
All right, then take it easy, will you?
Yeah. Maybe we ought to stop the other side of this bridge. Say, along about here.
Buster, there was something underneath that bridge. Looked like a car.
Your eyes are deceiving you now. Let's stop right here.
Let's keep going.
What? No, what?
Just keep driving until you get to my car. Get it?
Why don't you put that thing down?
Listen, how did you get in the back of this Jeep?
While you two bird brains are prowling around the cad there at the gate playing detective.
Pretty smart, aren't you?
That's right. Like I told you, that's how I keep alive. Which is more than I can say for you boys.
What's that mean?
Pull up. There's my car. Pull up right beside it.
Now, look, mister.
Don't argue with him, Buster.
Okay, here's your car.
All right, now. Give me those keys. Come on. Yeah, and kill your headlights. Kill them. Okay. Now, look. Things got balled up tonight. I got held up too long. Now, I heard you say something about getting word to the cops, so I got to get out of here. I got to get out of the state. I don't know how you guys got the Jeep away from that crazy old man. I didn't plan on you getting down off that mountain before daylight, see? But it's too bad you did.
Oh, you sure?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Because I didn't take a chance on your getting away now. I can't. Especially you, Mr. Private Eye.
Well, thanks. That means you think I might find some way to get the police on you in a hurry.
Yeah, that's right.
Maybe I have.
No chance. Before I leave here, you're gonna be dead. From this.
You're out of your mind.
Yeah, Buster, I think he is.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, stop waving that gun. One shot, just one shot, and you'll be dead so fast.
Oh, yeah, wise guy, how?
You know, Buster, I was right.
Huh? What, Johnny?
There was a car parked under that bridge back there, a police car.
You're crazy.
Oh, yeah, Johnny, I see what you mean.
What? What do you see?
You don't think you're the only one who can hide in a back seat, do you?
What are you talking about?
Old Mac must have really got that phone call through in a hurry.
What are you talking about?
That officer there.
Oh, that old bluff.
The officer waiting there in the back seat of your
You're
car
nuts.
with his gun aimed straight at your head.
Oh, yeah? Where? There!
Boy, that took a lot of nerve, Johnny, and throwing that rock in his windshield when he turned was just enough. Hey, where'd you get that rock, anyhow?
For some silly reason, I'd been hanging on to that rock ever since we started down the side of the mountain.
Silly reason, huh? Not by a long shot, no, sir. Oh, and what do you know? Here comes a patrol car. The one you were supposed to see hiding under that bridge.
You know something, Buster? I really did think I saw a car under there.
Oh, no.
No, really, honest. I think I saw it back there. Look very much. Expense account total, hold your hat, Pat, including incidentals and my fare back to Hartford, $528. And that includes $50 to old man McKinney for the use of his Jeep and $81.50 for the repairs to Buster's car by way of thanks for his help. The car rental agency will present you with its own damage claim on the CAD. Oh, and of course the windshield on that Chevy will have to be replaced. You see, it was also insured with one of your companies. So, Pat, you can just charge off this case to recovery of that car. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Now, here is our star to tell you about next week's story.
Next week, a small round piece of metal, a coin, Face value, 50 cents. Insured value, $20,000. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, originates in Hollywood. It is produced and directed by Jack Johnstone, who also wrote tonight's story. Heard in our cast were Virginia Gregg, Lawrence Dobkin, Barney Phillips, Chet Stratton, and Junius Matthews. Be sure to join us next week, same time and station, for another exciting story of Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This is Dan Cubberly speaking.
This is the United States Armed Forces Radio and Television Service.